YouTube.
So we're here with Colfax.
You hit broadcast, right? Yeah,
Colfax in.
I see it.
And that's the funny thing is we're technically still recording, I believe. So we're like we're not broadcasting.
Press escape so that way you're not full
We're
screen.
just here. We can't really
And then
see it
hit
ourselves.
that little.
So
refresh.
I don't know.
This place
What's
is
that?
funky, man.
Oh, hey, no, wait.
Hey,
So this
all
was
right.
all an exercise in futility.
I don't know what happened there, but we're definitely on now. I don't know what happened there.
Never mind. Hire a juggler.
Look, I am going to go ahead and restart. Hi, welcome everybody. Awesome Talk Season 7,
But they've
Episode
already
9.
seen that.
But it might not have gone through. This might be the beginning.
It's all about the wins or not, Jared.
Yeah, it's all about the wins or not.
If I've said it once, I've said it a
A
thousand
million
times.
times. If it's one thing, it's the wins or not.
It's all about appearances.
So can I just say I want to learn how to tie a bow tie. I really
don't.
do.
Why?
Dude, I'm
Because
into bow ties right now.
I want to learn how to tie.
Dude,
I went
I'm
to a
into bow
wedding.
ties right
I
now.
went to a wedding recently, and I went like I balls out. You know, I had my fucking fresh ass suit on. I wore this awesome fucking flannel shirt that was like pink and green stripes with a white background. No, and I had this badass dude. No, everybody came up to me like, dude, your suit looks fucking sharp.
Someone just wasn't going to balls
sharp,
around.
you know? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that did actually almost happen at one point. I mean, I had to be reminded.
It's not
You
a
had
wedding.
the pink and green flannel ball koozie.
But I digress.
I'll take a ball
but
koozie
I think
too,
the
why
whole
not?
night would have been way better if I had a bow tie. I think that would just have
I'm gonna
been
click
a
your
way
bow
more.
tie
It would have been a way more solid fucking maneuver. It would have brought the
you're a bow
whole
tie
fucking thing together.
enthusiast.
Or an
And I'm
ascot.
fucking disappointed in myself, man. That tie.
Oh my God.
I was just looking down at that tie like you're fucking.
Dude,
my whole
an
fucking
ascot.
I
shit
would
up.
wear the fuck out of an ascot.
Ah.
I would love an ascot. That would be awesome, dude.
For God's sake.
Yeah.
Yes, guy. It's risky, but if you can pull it off.
It is
I just
really
want to
risky.
start rocking pocket squares
It's gotta be
too. You
windy.
know what I'm
Shut
saying?
the fuck. You know,
Got to have your fucking napkin.
where the fuck am I
Because
right now?
then if some bitch is
A very
outside
You're
crying,
a fancy
You
party.
can-
That's
you
where
can-
you
you
are.
can fucking whip that
Fingers
shit
up.
out and just be like, my dear. You know?
Sounds like somebody watched the intern.
No, that would have been. Wait, what?
It sounds like somebody watched the
No,
intern.
no, I've been dressing sharp for the last 7
Shut
years.
the fuck
or so.
up, look at you.
Oh, what? I'm gonna wear a suit for this shit. Yeah, sure.
Why not?
I did.
Really?
Yeah. We
Yeah,
have a
let's
suit
go.
night.
Actually, the season finale of this season
Yes.
is going to be a suit night.
Yeah, we have
Really?
suit nights.
Yeah.
We're doing a suit night.
We have
We're doing suit night on
Me
this
and
season
Woo
finale.
look dapper as fuck.
We're gonna have a cocktail hour too, just the first half of the show.
Oh my
cocktail
God,
hour.
cocktail
Martinis
hour
and
is
stuff.
such a good idea.
Some Django Reinhardt. You know.
Dude,
There
now
you
I
go.
see. Now I
There
see
you
why
go.
you hang out with this
See,
guy.
I like
Like,
this
this is
guy,
great.
yeah.
This is a great
There you go.
idea.
Some
A
Richard,
cigarette girl.
some Richard Cheese.
Cigarette girl.
Some Dick.
Yeah, cheese.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
That's how
can
you
make
do
like
it.
the swing kids and whatnot, you know.
I used to
we'll
back
fight
in
the
the early
Nazis
days.
with our music.
In the early days, I wanted to set up I wanted to build like a small DJ booth. So all night there'd be a DJ in the background. Like how fucking dope would
Make a paper mache DJ.
Yeah, I'll make a paper mache DJ booth. Yeah,
DJ Mache.
Yeah.
DJ mache.
Oh, come on.
Genius, but fucking it just makes me cringe inside.
It's so good. It
Take
was
your
so
balls
good.
out of my help.
Yeah. That's
Put
what
them in
that's
your
what grandma
flannel
used to
ball
say.
koozie.
That's what I used to do.
There's nobody about like taking balls out about grandma.
Well, in case people missed it, I want to welcome Joe Galuppo to the bar tonight.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, welcome.
Awesome talk.
Clinky around the bar. And we're going to do an old-fashioned around the bar to get started. What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Rick.
Dan, hello.
I'm Ryan.
Downey.
Hey, I'm Joe.
Jared.
Sarah.
Oh, very good. Very good.
There's
Very
We
good.
did a great job.
I know my own name. I was allowed to, like,
Listen.
like it was my turn and I
You
immediately
know what you
spit
should
that out.
do? Instead of doing like a roll call like that, you should do like the Flight of the Conchords, like what Murray did. It's like, Brett, President
Yeah.
President
Jermaine. Murray, you're looking right at us. You know we're both here.
All right, and now the meeting might come to a beginning.
I just want to get something out of the way. I saw a guy put a mousetrap on his tongue on the show. I'm not that might.
Yeah, it happened. I was there.
Dan
The
fucking
mousetrap is actually right behind
Well,
Dan's
I
head.
hope you're not
Up
going to do
there
it because
above the frame.
It's up
well,
there.
no, the tongue. Maybe
Caps.
maybe there's a piece of it up there, but
Where is it?
but
Right
you're
there behind that.
expected
It's,
to
it's
raise
on
the
top
stakes.
of the frame of the Awesome
Resident
Tech
Evil.
Oh, I
poster.
see it. I see it.
So we're
Yeah.
expecting a mousetrap on the
That's
balls.
the result of 64 years of eating ass and pussy. Your tongue can withstand a mousetrap, you know. I mean,
You know when you're right, you're right.
when you see a beard that white and that long, you're just like, yeah, I have no doubt your tongue. I mean, how many fucking assholes and pussies have you eaten?
Oh,
Jesus?
dude, imagine the smell that it contains.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
Do you
want
re-up to a match with that beard?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I clean this.
Well, I'm not one of those beard guys.
Yeah,
We call them
Fuck those
beardos.
yeah.
Shit, dude, if I make it to fucking 60, which I highly doubt, but if I make it to 60, you snap that motherfucker on my tongue anytime you want. I wouldn't even, I'd fucking light a match. I'll be lighting fucking matches off my tongue.
Dude, I'm gonna remember you said that.
No, you're not.
And
No, you're not.
If we both make it to
Neither
60,
one of us are gonna make it that
Season
far, so I know you're
65.
not. See, that's why I can say this shit, because there's no way I'm gonna be 60, you know?
Well, that's more true.
Remember that awesome talk
No,
show
I'm not gonna
when
remember
you
anything.
said that if you got to 60, you do some dumb shit. Well,
Yeah, it's like Awesome
guess
Talk
what?
2008.
Hey, dude, seriously though, if I'm 60, I'll be so beyond the point of caring. Yeah, I'd probably let you snap a mousetrap on my tongue.
So-
yeah,
It's prophecy.
at least I
man.
can
It's
feel
written down.
something now.
We put something out there for everybody. Her and I were talking about something before the show started.
Really?
Okay?
You
Yeah,
were?
We were. We have
Okay,
been talking
sorry.
with words. Okay, so
So,
there is a new movie coming out about Charles Manson, directed by Quentin Tarantino.
oh,
Really?
interesting.
She says terrible. He says who? He says interesting.
I think that's gonna be crazy.
I think
I
it'll be
want to see.
crazy.
I want to see what they're gonna do to Charles Manson.
Who-
That hasn't been done already.
All right.
Who's
It's probably
playing-
gonna be very pro Charles Manson. It's gonna be like.
I don't
Behind
know.
the story,
Right, yeah,
Charlie
yeah,
Manson.
it's gonna be like dark.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if it'll. I don't know.
It's hard
but-
to talk light of Charles.
Well,
It's
that's
hard
my
to,
thing now,
It's hard
like-
to be like, he's crazy, but
Yeah.
right.
you know,
Well,
it's
Could
like,
have been a
It's not
song.
that hard
it's
to
like
say
saying
that.
Hitler was up to, Hitler,
Oh, there's a big difference.
Oh, yeah, Hitler
I know,
and
I know.
Charlie.
But
I mean,
that's, they painted him
charisma.
just like that, though.
Yeah, right,
He's
right.
painted as worse than Hitler.
Oh, I know.
You're
The
right.
people that
Oh,
were
no,
doing the
he's
shit
not.
he was talking about were
Right.
the people that he was kind of revolting against.
Yeah.
He was just nuts and did too much drugs while he was at it.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
And
but-
he manipulated people.
and
What
there
did he
was
do, rob a
also-
convenience
there were-
store?
I
Yeah,
know.
I know. He talked
And
about
yet-
harm.
yet
He talked about all the craziest shit. He's like, y'all got your machine. You don't need me. I'm gonna
Right.
carve this on my head and go babble babble.
And I read that they keep him in the deepest, darkest dungeon of that fucking prison.
Oh,
too.
he was allowed to
Because
have.
they're
Oh, he
concerned-
just got married recently.
Yeah, but you can do that through.
Yeah,
letters.
well, he
She
gets
doesn't
conjugal.
have to be
He's
there.
not in the
No, he's
deepest,
not getting
darkest,
conjugal.
whatever.
There's
I
no
mean,
fucking way.
No.
He's on Ward B
I'm-
or whatever. He
I'm-
probably gets TV and newspapers.
Pretty
you know
sure
what
he's
I mean?
dead.
Like,
No, he's not
no,
dead.
he's not
No,
dead.
he's not.
No, he's alive.
He just got married last year.
The Manson effect.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I read. They were
Sam
concerned.
Mandela, is that
He
like
gave
that
Manson.
Mandela effect?
the Manson Mandela.
Yeah.
That's real dumb. Manzanella effect.
How does the
And that's-
Manson
but
effect
that's
differ from
honestly-
the Mandela effect?
But I
Right,
hope
we're
the
figuring
movie.
it out right now.
Figure out that something's wrong and then you die.
I hope they like. I don't hope it's pro Manson, but what happened with that trial was so outside of what the American justice system is supposed to be about. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like it was basically a public lynch mob. That's all it was. Like regarding the fact that this guy himself didn't actually kill anybody.
Yet sits in prison still.
Yeah, but you have
Yes.
to understand something.
You know.
America really likes celebrities.
Oh well,
and that was
there
one
were
of the
elections.
richest
There were
motherfuckers
elections
that
going
just got
on
murdered.
too. Like people have to remember there were elections going on at the time too. Like the governor and you know like wanted to beat the incumbent as well. Like he had to make a message and a statement. Like that dude was scapegoated so hard. I mean, like, look, I'm not calling him a good guy. I'm not saying like, oh hey, fucking, I'm on Charlie's side or anything. Like, it's not like that. Like, yo, dude, yeah, they were a bunch of acid
But he's
heads
an
who lived out in the
example.
devil, who lived out in the desert and fucked up a whole shitload of Beach Boys albums. You know what I mean? Like that's you know what I mean? Like they fucking threatened the Beach Boy and they lived in the desert and fucked shit up. And then a couple of his girlfriends, who none of like two of them did time. But the whole
Three
other
of them
clan,
did
the
time.
whole other but the whole
And
other
who's guilty
clan,
of anything, it's
they
just-
walked free.
Go
Nobody
ahead.
did shit. You
Here
know.
we are, 2017. Kathleen Gifford, Trump's head on a fucking front page of every
Yeah.
magazine.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like on the front page of the magazine.
Right.
So every little kid who walks into Wawa or Quick Check,
Yeah,
that's
they're
what
so
they see.
desensitized now. Yeah.
It's like, and And then what of it the next day? No.
Like, yeah,
Too
it's-
busy
okay.
calling people communists and
Okay,
fucking
I-
governors calling people communists.
Wait, hold on. I want Tony to talk now. Go ahead. What do you got next? What? No, you were gonna say something about Charles Manson.
Oh, if he's guilty of anything, is swinging a 10-pound cock and driving chicks crazy.
Yeah,
he
thank
says
you.
something and they go crazy. I mean, it happens. He just
Yeah,
got
like,
busted doing.
I'm gonna fuck
All right,
you
that's
and
all I'm
feed you.
saying.
I'm gonna fuck
He
you
just
and
fucked
give you
them girls
acid,
so good they were
and
willing
then
to
I'm
do
gonna
anything.
tell you that
He fucked girls.
the corporate
That's
shit
really
is
what it came
ridiculous.
down to. He was swinging a fucking 20
No,
pound
but
cock.
seriously, yeah, he's swinging a big dick,
Dude!
and they're taking drugs, and they're out in the
what does
fucking
that
desert.
say about
no,
the power of
and
a
he has
giant
sex
dick?
with some chicks and says to him,
There's
you know
not
that,
much- you don't
that
wanna talk
fucking
about the power of a
Hollywood,
giant
that
dick. It might-
fucking
it might
Hollywood
vex you.
power paradigm and all that, and they go, yeah, let's fucking for Charlie, let's go, and you know, and they,
But does Charlie deserve to be in prison?
and
for
yes,
that?
and Charlie's, you know, like I mean, he's guilty of something, but I mean, the fact that the people,
What's he guilty of?
No, he's, I guess, whipping them into a frenzy, whatever. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. Like, if you want to call him an instigator or something,
There's two sides to every story.
if you want to call him an instigator, fine. If you want to derive some kind of penalty for that, for instigating the riot.
All right, hold on. Go
But
ahead. What
my
are you gonna
point
say?
is, the people who actually killed the guy aren't in jail anymore.
They are in jail.
No, they're not. They got
When did
released.
they get out?
A couple, like not too long ago. Like the girls who actually killed the guy.
Van Houten and the other two.
I think they were released. Like one of
No,
them was
Squeaky
dying,
didn't go.
one of them
Squeaky didn't go to
good
prison.
behavior.
That's right.
Squeaky tried to kill Gerald Ford from a tree.
And she's still out of prison. And she's still alive, right? Squeaky Frog?
Look, there's two sides to every story. A man goes in the bar, he meets Hitler.
Uh-huh.
Hitler says, "Hi, I'm Hitler. I killed 6 million Jews and a clown." The guy says, "You killed the fucking clown." He says, "No one cares about the Jews." You know, it's two sides to every story.
That's my fucking joke. Let me out for a second.
Is it the cat fucking ringing the bell?
Sponsored by Disney?
Ouch, are we missing somebody?
Rudy Giuliani cleaning up 42nd Street here.
Yeah, right. But yeah, like that's, you know what I mean. Like I just always found it ironic that, you know, that like he was the one that it was all levied on because he was the man.
Well, I don't
He
know. It's
was the guy
irony. It's
out
coincidence, maybe. Irony requires an element of thinking, human element, thinking that you can fool the universe. And
there. Well, yeah, but I mean,
like a shirt that says Atari is not ironic.
I don't know. I just.
It's hipster irony, maybe.
Well, no, but I mean, like the people who actually did.
But the
it,
hipsters
you know, like,
thinking that they're educated and then thinking that's irony. Now that's irony. Rain on your wedding day is an irony unless you consult Poor Richard's
It
Almanac.
rained on my wedding day.
Did you consult Poor Richard's Almanac?
No, I
Then it was an irony. It was just fucking coincidence.
But my wife,
You didn't plan ahead is your
my
problem.
wife
There has to be an element of thinking of better.
No, but my
Yeah,
wife
my
consults
diary.
the farmer's almanac all the time, though. So
It has like
Well,
one
there
of
you
those
go. Well,
little
then maybe for her it was irony.
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
Okay, so what were you going to say about Manson? You were going to say something.
Yeah, I fucking forgot it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, what were you going to say?
Well, it was brought up before Kathy Griffin severing his head.
Oh.
Was doing that. Gore was doing shit like
That-
that years ago. They severed his
I'm
head.
fairly,
Whoa!
I'm fairly,
Cut George
yeah,
Washington
I'm
out
fairly
every
certain
day.
Kathy Griffin.
How was
yeah.
it? Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I don't find
Because they were paper mache.
Kathy Griffin at all. I love Seinfeld. The worst two fucking episodes of Seinfeld.
Go ahead.
She's in both of them.
Okay.
Okay, no, but she sucks. I don't like her comedy. I just don't like her. But I defend her right to do it.
Absolutely.
Of course.
She looks like Glass Joe from Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Oh my God, she does.
Yeah.
Holy
Holy
shit!
Yeah, I just had that
shit, that was
realization.
fucking
I just
genius.
had that.
Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna have to give a click to that one.
Oh, that was
That was good.
Christ in a dump truck. That was fantastic.
Here's the problem with Kathy Griffin, man. Like, and there's no problem with her. But I totally am fine with what she did. The problem
I just wish
is that
someone
she's
else
a
was
fucking,
holding the head,
but hold
not
on.
her.
She's a mainstream vanilla TV comedian.
No, she
And
isn't.
that's why
she's
people
not.
gave
No,
a
she
fuck.
isn't.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. If
She
Doug
does
Stanhope had done
nothing.
that, how would this have gone
actually
And the
differently?
whole reason she did that
Yeah.
was for fucking
Yeah,
publicity.
All
Right,
those
right,
people,
right.
it's a giant. All those people are just they are the tail of the dog, and it's just this giant fucking dog, and they're the tail, and they're just wagging in front of our face. And then once we get sick of that, they introduce communism in Korea,
and then we go
terrorism,
to
all this
some
stuff.
Here's
All
what
this
everything
sucks.
else.
Here's my point, though, right?
Because she put herself in a situation.
He said Guar's been doing it for years, and that's fucking true, right? But no one
Guar's
gives a
awesome.
shit. But no one gives a shit when Guar does it.
Well, it's absolutely true.
But they
I
give a
like
shit when
Guar.
Kathy Griffin
No,
does it.
nobody-
It becomes fucking like
Because
news
she
fucking
did that,
conferences and fucking someone's career is destroyed.
Guar isn't anti-lizard. They're down with other alien
It's the way the Trump camp spun it. Oh, Barron was offended. He was afraid to turn on the TV. He hit his
That's what did it.
Oh yeah. It was all about Barron hiding his head in his mommy's breast.
They created it, and nobody
that was
gave a
just-
shit
it was a
about
spin
it
and
until
deflect, whatever.
Then nobody gave a shit about it until somebody told you to give a shit about it.
I was highly offended.
And
You
he was
should be
out there
offended
for a
too.
while. It was, you know, like, yeah.
Wouldn't you like to
exactly.
be offended?
I didn't.
We're a
think much
nation
of
of
it.
people want to be
calling
offended.
she's calling for my
I-
head. I feel
Because
threatened.
in no moment are you have more of a right to self-righteousness than when you're offended.
It is an actual crime, right, to threaten the president's life.
No. not
But I don't know if it's a crime to hold
if you
that
nail
out.
him
I don't know.
letter, or if
She
you
didn't say
make
she wanted
it
to kill him.
a
She just
death,
told
yeah.
him. She just
Right,
told him
that's
to
why I said where are you drawing the line? So
Well-
like,
Okay, it's not a crime to do so, but if you say it out loud, people are going to be watching you.
Well,
If
what if
you're
somebody
on the
does
news
it?
and
Then,
you
then
make a
she's Charles
declaration or
Manson.
something.
right,
Dude,
yeah, and she could be Charles
we
Manson.
did a fucking
So,
we
coming
did
full circle
a
here.
show with Guar. We did a show with Guar, and it was like
Get the fuck out of here, really?
Oh yeah, we opened for him,
You did
and
a show with Guar? I
we
love
did
Guar,
it. We did the tour when immediately after 9/11, and they were at that point blowing the heads off of both Osama bin Laden and George W. Bush. And I got to, it was like that was my favorite part of the whole night was that while we were all setting up our shit, like they cover the whole stage in plastic to cover all their gear and everything like that, and then we get to set our gear up. And while our band was setting our gear up, me and Rick are meandering, and he's off talking to somebody, and I just this fucking like trunk of shit, and I'm just like, that's the shit, isn't it? And it turned out it was Odorous, who was like we were talking with. And he's just like, yeah, like I remember
Rest
it,
in
you know.
peace, Dave.
Yes, indeed.
Last time I
He
saw
was a
him,
cool
It
guy.
was in the middle of election season.
I know. I met him with
You're
my
not
ex-girlfriend too. Like he was always a nice guy. He looked a little different. His hair got longer. The first time I met him, his hair was really short. So I didn't recognize him, but I'm just like, oh, that's the shit, right? And he's just like, yeah, you want to play with it? I was just like, yeah, I do. And we were like pulling out all kinds of stuff. Tom showed up, I think. And we were like pulling all the stuff, but they used to do that on a nightly basis, every single night.
Right.
All the time.
Well, we've established
All the
this.
time, yeah.
Okay,
They did
so-
get banned from playing in certain states for some of the shit they did.
Yeah, they did, but
That's right,
but,
that's
but
right.
not
But they
threatened.
leveled off.
Not
They
threatened.
leveled
Nobody said anything to him.
don't
Nobody
know
was
that.
like,
Donahue
Yeah,
did
but hold
his
on though.
thing.
But you're talking about a
Well,
completely
no.
different era, dude. Like when you
That's
do
what I-
something in the
that's what I'm-
90s,
that's my
you do something in
point.
the 90s, no one gives
That's
a shit.
my
You do
point.
something now, people can threaten you fucking day and
That's
night
my
while you're
whole
awake
point.
and
That's
asleep.
what I'm saying.
Everyone can get to you.
We're going back to the time where some people can and some people can't, and if you can't do it, it's blasphemy. It's almost like this fucking
Yeah.
otherworldly fucking cultural like beam that's being focused on.
Yeah.
Or it's just like that's fine, you know? Why, you know? I mean, it's just look at everything. Look at all the people we grew up watching on television. Like they live long. It's just like Two-Faced. They all live long enough to become a pedophile or say the N-word or like who wants to be famous? I mean, it's funny. We're sitting
No,
at a
you're right.
table.
Right,
We're
yeah,
all
it's just a matter
talking.
of time before you.
One of us
say
said something horrible.
Right.
And it's, how long you been doing this show?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years in 4 days.
I just celebrated 3 years with Live from the Dining Room last
Nice.
night.
nice.
And,
Congrats, man.
so-
Congrats.
Congrats.
congratulations. And I'm sure you've said some stuff where you're like, I said that? Oh my god.
We
Of
used
course.
What?
to get super drunk on this
Right.
show.
Well,
Really pulled
like-
back.
Whoa. Really bad.
Right. So what happens one day you turn around and you're like you actually want to run for office instead of sitting there
Yeah, that's over.
saying all this. I know it's over, but maybe like one day you see like something different and you're like, you know what? I just need to say some things. Because these people that are running for office and are in suit and ties, they're the same people. They
Not
live
bow
long
ties.
enough. They live long enough with bow ties. They live long enough to become just the person who needs to get by, or once they're in, they
Yeah.
can't get out. So they realize they got to play this game.
Yeah, right,
And
right,
then we're
right.
just, you know.
Oh, dude.
Look,
that's just fucking gay.
if attention wasn't drawn to her, it wouldn't have been a big deal.
That-
What's up?
If attention wasn't
Yeah,
drawn to her, it wouldn't have been a
nobody
big
would've-
deal.
who would've
They were
given a
looking for a
shit?
diversion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
only
It's all
reason
about it. Who
anybody
would've given a
cares.
shit what she had
Every
to say?
single fucking thing that has happened, there's so many things that have happened during this administration that people focus on has been that's stupid. I said this on the last show.
I-
That
Except for those red
stupid
lights in the
fucking
East Wing.
Kofeve shit
But it's
that
not-
happened. When that happened, people are still making fun of him about that. And I'm like, you know, while you guys are making fun of that stupid, dumb, misspelled tweet or whatever the fuck it was that doesn't matter, they're fucking us for real in real life in real ways. and people are sitting there like they're smart because they're making fun of him because of Kafeve, and it's like, dude, this is stupid,
Right.
and he knows it. Oh, you just gave him the formula, so he knows how to distract everybody long enough
That's
to
how
fuck
we
you
won
over.
the fucking election to
Right.
begin with. It's the same fucking thing, rolling over.
The biggest
Keep going,
terrorist
it's just-
organization on the planet has a Twitter account.
Yeah.
They drive around in all black
fix
with
what's
black
not
vans
broken?
That's-
Right.
in a red desert,
Yeah.
but we can't find them.
Why fix?
Yeah, right,
Why
exactly.
fix what's
And
not
every
broken?
town they blow
Yeah.
up, they make 10,000 more
dude,
people
to
that
be
hate
fair-
this country. It's divide and conquer.
to be
this
fair-
administration's a double-headed eagle, and it's been that way since
Dude,
like, the 80s.
look,
To be
I
fair,
was
it's
listening-
not good to blow people up when
No,
they're on the payroll.
But he's right. But no, it's the same shit. It's like the 1984 effect. Like, you know, the fucking the awful fucking what was his name? Goldman. You know what I mean? Like
Goldstein.
Goldstein. Yeah, you know.
Nicole Brown's father?
Yeah, you know.
He had a mustache, I'll give him that, and that inspired a lot of
But-
bad fucking haberdashery. But
No, dude.
But I
that,
mean-
that guy had a motherfucking mustache.
But it's the same shit. Like I
I
was
wish I
driving,
could grow
I
a
was
mustache.
driving home the
He
other day.
looked like
I'm
he'd be
listening-
such a great spokesman for a
I'm dri-
mustard company.
Who?
Ron Goldman.
Oh my God! Yeah, Ron Goldman did look like a
You don't know
mustard
what that looks
hawker.
like
He
until
looked
I
like a
point it out,
mustard
and then you're like, yes.
He looked
Yeah, I just
It's a
looked
real
at him.
dog
and
duster he's
I
got
looked
there.
at him and I was
This
like,
ain't real.
"You, sir, you're in mustard,
like
aren't
you, sir. You're a stone ground man.
Dude, that guy, when that guy talks about his daughter, it like
He's all
rips your
Dijon
heart
all
out. Like,
day.
he's like so emotive
Who?
when he
No.
speaks that
No.
like it's like you could just feel the
was his
absolute
daughter.
fucking.
It was his
I'm
son.
sorry, I meant to say yeah.
Who?
Ron Goldman's father.
Oh yeah, dude, that's fucking heartbreaking, dude. Talk about a fucking guy.
My dad works for Goldman Sachs.
Talk about a guy who got lost in the mix of everything. Like Ron
A
Goldman's
bunch of
such
shit
an
he didn't wanna
afterthought,
fucking be
and he's
part
just a
of.
dude who like we don't even know what the fuck he was. I mean, you can make assumptions.
The
like you want,
guy was a
but, like,
fucking waiter.
Yeah, he just went to party with a chick.
He was banging a hot MILF.
That's it.
On-
And he's just like,
on
hey,
the
look at
wrong
me. What
night.
was he, 26? And he's like, hey, look at me. I'm gonna go do this at this mansion. And then some madman comes to the door
he was
and
like,
stabs you
he
over
was
and
like,
over.
"Hey, look at me! I'm gonna fuck OJ's wife."
I'll bet you didn't even know that was OJ's wife.
Oh bullshit!
Bullshit.
Oh,
Bullshit!
dude,
Fuck you!
he
Bullshit!
fucking knew. He knew.
There's like
Everybody knew
there's
who
like 10 different
OJ's wife
dialogues
was.
on the OJ trial. There's
Yeah.
there's like the books that OJ wrote afterward, like If I Did It.
If
Yeah,
I
and
did
then-
it.
But then there's this other there's other testimonies from like people that said that they talked to OJ about how he talks about how like his son actually did it and he was covering up for him.
Dude,
There's so much.
that's the one I
so
read
much
most.
shit
about that, yeah.
out
All the
there.
different narratives I read, the
Yeah.
thing about his son was the one I thought was probably the most feasible.
Right, yeah. So I mean, but they just keep reintroducing the same bullshit, and we all get caught here talking about these people
That new one,
that
Colonel
are
Mustard and the
probably just skin
conservatory.
suits that
Right.
fucking have been being duplicated throughout time. They're like,
Could
we need
you
another.
bring me a
It's
beer
like
to that
2,000
back?
years in the future. They're like, we need another OJ, and they're like, oh, that OJ gimmick. You know,
Right.
they just change his name a little bit every time.
Dude, I know exactly what
And
you
they
mean,
just
dude.
keep-
There's a cycle
I think
because
things
like
are different than we think.
every
you know,
every
we
couple
all
of years
think. Totally.
we get the same thing. It's like we get a killer, we get a crazy politician, and we get some sort of doodad, right? So like Beanie Babies were popular. Now fidget spinners.
It's,
are
it's like going to
popular.
Tijuana
Or
in the 80s.
Tamagotchis. or-
Hooker, guy selling meat, titty club.
Every
Hooker, guy selling
couple
meat,
of
titty
years.
club.
That's like every couple of weeks.
Well, it's much faster now, but it used to be a slower
No, as
cycle.
far as the fidget
Oh, now
spinners
it's just
and all
that-
that shit goes.
Now it's a
They
constant
don't know
cycle.
how. Yeah, they don't know how to keep
No balance.
No, that's the point.
Bullshit.
No,
Yeah,
you're
it's
staring. You're
too many
staring
people
at
are
a fucking
trying to-
jackpot
Look,
pole.
there
dude.
used to
the
be-
dams of
Look,
gasification are busted wide open.
You're
There
waiting
used
for
to
the
be-
3 cherries, but all you see is shit spinning past you all the time.
Pretty
You
much.
just learn to adjust to
Pretty
it. And
much.
you just go, I'm just gonna sit here and wait for everything to work out for me.
There used to be a
I'm just gonna watch it all go by, you know?
semi-usable cycle of bullshit. Now it is a never-ending cycle of bullshit swirled together with reality.
Constantly
And
running.
you can't tell, you can't pull
Constantly
them
moving.
apart anymore, dude. They've become melted mozzarella cheese. You cannot pull them apart. The bullshit and the reality are all swirled together.
That's right.
Poor OJ too.
Said what?
No.
You had to say
I'm
that.
setting up a joke. I'm setting.
That wasn't the joke?
No. Poor
Oh
OJ.
No, you have
Okay,
to say
Well,
that.
no, I
Where
mean,
did
like,
the
if he wasn't
conversation-
accidentally holding that knife, he'd have just been beating him up. I mean, because stabbing is really just punching with a knife.
I thought the first joke was funnier. But that's a good joke.
Stabbing is just punching with a knife.
No, you need the joke, you need the comedic relief.
You know,
From there,
I mean,
you
if somebody was there,
Right,
if this dude caught his wife and Mr. Goldman fucking and
I don't
just
know why that's
and
so
tracked
fucking
him down, you know what I mean? If one of his friends was just there to just take the knife just out, it would just be assault. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no crime of the century. It's just assault.
I mean, for all you know, he might have been trying to help him up.
Poor OJ.
Yeah, he was just letting them in on his,
Well, I mean,
on his
let's
computer
not forget
password
this wife-
/ escape.
Let's not forget this man's wife was fucking a waiter. You know? I mean, shit.
Oh, that was fucking genius.
Poor OJ.
gosh.
I said it. Fuck you all.
Sounded weird.
Yeah, I think he just fixed it.
Oh, all right.
How's the sound now? Hi, Mom.
Oh no!
Hi, Mom.
How's it going?
Sorry, Mom. Mike's in the corners.
Yeah, cameras all around.
So, let me ask you guys this, because I know it's another thing that she hates. Ron Howard is taking over the Han Solo
I didn't
movie.
say I hated it. I
Well,
just
you-
said
you're-
I
you're-
don't understand
Me- me
why
then?
they went
Oh yeah,
that
he's
way.
going to.
Oh, no.
Opie.
Yeah, Opie, yeah.
Ron Howard.
Which one's Ron Howard?
Ron Howard was
Richie.
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 Hey,
Right,
Richie.
yeah.
Hey, Richie. Hey.
He directed Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Did
He was also the narrator.
Yeah, the narrator, yeah.
So you
yeah.
don't realize how closely involved all these people are. It's
Oh,
sickening.
dude, it's a cult.
It's sickening. You're like,
It's a
look
fucking
at
cult.
like Rob Zombie, like and everything he did with like Pee Wee Herman and all that stuff. It's like you're like, we were shaped by lunatics.
Right, that guy's so
It's
fucking
wonderful stuff.
overrated.
I feel like, but
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
don't-
those are the good
he is a-
people. And the lunatics are the ones in the suits that we don't see.
No, definitely.
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Oh, they're
Like,
all
But
fucking
the
lunatics.
reason that they let things slip through the cracks is like they give you this. Like as a kid, like they go like something like I don't know. I listened to a lot of like System of a Down. That was like
Sure.
my first
Nice.
true introduction.
Oh, yeah,
Things that I
right,
can
right.
things that I can hear audibly that was clearly very, very anti-establishment. At
Totally.
a time where anti-establishment
Nice.
wasn't really considered anything. Like if you got caught tagging a building or
Right.
something.
You had
or
Rage
whatever,
Against the Machine back
now
then.
you're tagging a
Rage
building
2.
and
Yeah,
it's
way,
like,
way back then.
they're gonna
right.
hit you with like something that's linked to like you're on a list for like. for,
It's
like-
always there, but
Sounds
System
like
of
underwater.
Down's a good one though, because they
Right.
got
Did
a
you
lot of
mute-
recognition
did you
too
mute-
for it.
And then they hit you with the opposite end of it.
Is
It's
that
just
thing
like-
switched all the way to impulse?
Yes.
Right in the middle.
Well, it's an open theory, you know, like widespread, you know, like you gotta look from both sides.
I was gonna
Sounds
say
good.
before the
You know?
three,
In your
yeah,
phone?
everything
Sounds
we
good.
talked
From
about
both
can be summed
sides,
up
you know?
in three things:
All right.
predictive programming,
Let me know if it's
distraction,
better.
and cognitive dissonance. That's
Well,
how
and
they
that's what
do it.
Dude, you're
aggravates.
absolutely right.
That's
dude.
those three
that's
things
what
alone.
aggravates you about the way things go now. It's just like you're supposed, like you know, it's just everybody has to be on one side or another. It's like no, you're supposed to look at all of it,
Two-way.
and then accept your own responsibility and make a choice.
While also
You know what I mean? Like
think.
make a
Dude,
decision.
you say
think,
cognitive
think.
dissonance.
People
yeah,
are
you know,
stupid.
You know what I
make a
say?
choice.
You know what I
But
say all the
now
time?
people are just led. You're just led.
Stupid.
You're
Gee,
pushed.
it's not just
yeah, you're
cognitive
shoved.
dissonance.
You're not supposed to
It's-
know anything.
It's willful ignorance.
Exactly.
It's dude. It's
Willful
knowing.
ignorance.
Let me give you an example.
And knowing that there's another place to look, knowing that there are people who disagree with you, and instead of
That's not willful
researching what their
But
point
willful
of view
ignorance
is.
is all around us.
Selective
No.
amnesia.
Yeah,
People
I
have
think
been
it is.
conditioned.
Well, it's not.
Sure,
Yeah,
absolutely. Well,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, all right, maybe not
They-
willful, but
they,
that's still willful if you know it's
they've
wrong.
been conditioned to jockey for position around the fucking water cooler.
But-
to regurgitate sound bites.
Yeah.
It's the dams of mass media breaking down and the internet where everyone has access to information, including those who control us. Which now makes it basically it's fucking Mad Max. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Out there.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
But when
Mad
you-
Max
but when-
slash Escape from Manhattan or whatever.
Word.
Escape from LA.
but
I'm
No.
thinking Snake Plissken.
I go with
Fucking
Rick
A
on.
right.
Over Mad Max.
Yeah, but I go.
But I like Mad
with Rick
Max,
on
though,
it a
but
We
little
gotta bring it back to
Snake-
pop culture so we
Snake-
can all stay
There we
level
go.
and
Listen,
sane without
Snake-
smashing our drinks and running up the
Pliskin
road. Right?
definitely has his shit together more.
Pliskin.
He's more dangerous.
Oh, hell
by
yeah.
far.
Yeah, his kids.
Jack
he just-
fucking Burton.
Can I just tell you something, guys? Let me tell you guys something. I saw Escape
Yeah,
from
for sure.
LA. I saw Escape from LA before I saw Escape from New York. Now I think Escape from New York
Yeah,
is
man,
a
I
better
did the same
movie.
thing. It sucks.
But let me
That
tell you
was-
something.
That was a bad move.
Yeah, but it is a bad move, and I'll tell you why. It's the purple spandex pants that he wears in the first movie,
Yeah.
and like because
Wait, don't you mean lilac?
Yeah, like
the violet color?
The violet lilac.
Yeah, Yeah.
Kurt rustling is the act of taking your A t-shirt or your wife beater and actually pulling the insides where the armpits are to the middle, so your nipples are exposed, and just pulling it up and down.
You
That's
wanna
Hey,
rustling.
I'm sorry. That's Jack Burton.
There you go, sir.
Jack Burton.
You're welcome. You're welcome, internet.
Old Jacko. Come on. Let me ask you something. We've talked about this on the show already, but I want to get your opinion on this. Since you said Kurt rustling. How do you feel?
Since you blessed us with Kurt Russell.
How do you feel?
The phrase.
How do you feel about Big Trouble in Little China reboot
No.
with The Rock as Jack Burton?
As long as he Kurt Russell's
No.
shirt.
No. No.
His
I don't think
shirts.
his
now
shirt's
they
got
make-
no
Now
choice.
they
Wait,
make
is
them
this the
like
thing
this.
that's being
Yeah.
talked about?
I'm gonna
No,
say
that
it.
is happening.
No,
That's
I'm
reality.
gonna say it
Oh.
right now. I fucking love Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Fuck all. Whatever he does, I don't give a shit. I like it.
Yeah.
Good.
He's pretty great.
I like The Rock.
Vince knew what he was doing.
I like The Rock.
Whoa.
That's my dude.
But Jack Burton
I
can
don't
be
give a
replaced?
fuck. I don't give. Yep.
Anything
No,
can
he's
be
not gonna be
replaced, man.
replaced. He's not gonna be replaced.
Fucking
It's not
blasphemy.
Jack Burton. It's The
It's
Rock.
blasphemy.
It's gonna be The
Blasphemy.
Rock.
But I love The Rock.
I don't
But
even know.
wait a
It's
minute.
just gonna be The Rock. A big rock in
here's
Little
the deal,
China.
dude.
You know, that's it. That's the movie. Like he's not gonna try to be Kurt Russell. He's gonna be The Rock. He's gonna do the look.
Vince
He's gonna
is
do
sitting
the
there
thing.
It's
It's
a
gonna be
look.
great.
It's
You're
gonna
gonna
come out.
fucking love it. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about
He's gonna
it.
do it with respect. Dwayne Johnson's
Yeah,
I think you're
It's
right.
not like
I
they're
think you're right.
rewriting
That's a good point.
Shakespeare here,
Yeah.
dude. Too. You know, not
Yeah.
for nothing.
He
I
is.
mean, like,
They should have
Well,
Trump at the beginning of
at the same
Go.
time.
Don't worry.
don't worry.
Don't
worry.
fuck with
We
the
got The
classic.
Rock. The Rock.
I saw the script.
We
and
got
it's
Dwayne Johnson, future president of the United States of the Americas.
You think you know Rock dead hard, right? I know the hardest rock. You think you rock so hard?
Rocks well, rocks long.
Dude, that's a great
That is a
great
good one,
impression.
man.
Dude, remember
That's
how,
good.
when Snapchat came out, or like way after it came out, because at first I was like, hell no. They ain't gonna look at me with giraffe ears. And the government, not people. I don't care about people. The government.
What
They
the
can't-
fuck?
They can't have that. They can't have that. They already know which way I sleep and what my smart. What my thoughts are.
No, I want to hear your Trump impression again.
My buddy Reese from Reese Van Riper, Papa Reese, he's like 8 feet tall, crazy guy in a crazy band, and he does the best Donald Trump impersonation. And we used to do Trump and Bernie Sanders back and forth because you could put their face, you could put
Yeah, right.
whoever face you wanted there.
Yeah, right.
And I would just do one back and forth to each other. And then they took that option off of Snapchat. And
Really, that was a
I'm-
Snapchat
I'm-
thing? I
I'm
don't
con-
remember that.
I'm convinced. Well, it's not their faces,
Right.
but you can take a screenshot of anybody's face and
Oh, right,
that's
right,
funny.
so we would do that, and if you got the right picture, man, it really worked well.
Yeah.
Technology's horrible in the way that it's amazing. I mean, they can take, they can do anything. Imagine.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a big fucking fan of technology.
Me too.
But what you just said was like, oh, dude, technology sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
be
If
like,
what he
okay,
did made me laugh, I would say it's
The-
amazing though.
I
Wait
could
till you
take
guys all
pictures
find out that
with my
Trump is
phone,
Just a hologram.
but
Hillary was a
my phone
hologram.
I
sucks.
wouldn't be surprised.
When Hillary was doing some of her
Totally.
her stuff, there was
I think it was
videos
spit,
where
sorry.
she was green screened in, and like
Can
it
you
was
please
obvious.
claim me on that?
That
It was
actually,
super
like,
obvious.
I get
And then
that
those videos
everyone
of her
is
throwing
saying
up all that
that's
green
some
stuff.
insane conspiracy crap, but
No,
as
it's
two
not.
people who have sat and dealt with green screen shit for hours at a time, you can very easily
Yeah, right.
see the
You could
green
see, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
especially in the
Joe.
hair.
in
Behind
certain
there's a green
parts of
screen.
it.
Yeah, we got a green
Yeah.
screen behind there, so like,
they know.
yeah, when somebody green screens.
Yeah,
But here's the
they
thing.
didn't even try. They're like NASA
Yeah,
on
but,
that one.
but,
They
but
didn't even
here's
try.
the thing about government, all right? They have the
Oh, there's
best
great
toys.
videos out there.
Well,
NASA
Kubrick's
getting caught.
Oh God!
They
Just
have
Sharpie marker and
Right, and
Scotch tape.
when George Bush got out of the hospital, they strolled him through the NASA headquarters, and in the background is a CGI guy, the astronaut in space, throwing around the water bottle, and he's standing in front of the CGI screen. And it wasn't meant to be seen that. It was just, the news was supposed to be just showing George Bush, he's back, he's alive, he's checking out NASA. But in the back, if like you actually paid attention, you just saw the CGI screen.
Yeah. There's a
Crazy.
guy fucking in a plumber outfit putting Reynolds wrap on a fucking space capsule.
Somebody chasing a cat off a lunar module.
Neil deGrasse Tyson fucking spinning a yo-yo, going because science. Next question.
Kubrick's like,
Why are we using metal wrap? Because science. Next question. And they're great.
Stanley Kubrick's like, cut, who the hell left Bush in here? Bush is like, I'm sorry.
I'm just looking for my dad.
Sorry.
No, it was Senior Bush.
Senior Bush.
Oh, it was Senior Bush?
When he
Oh,
had
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm sorry.
not
I'm
really
just
happened.
looking
They
for my
carted him
son.
into NASA.
Right.
And it happened. It's just
And you can see in the background they're doing green screen shit with a real astronaut.
That's supposed to be on the ISS.
Yeah, he was supposed to be on the ISS at the time. He's juggling water bottles in front of a green screen.
Oh, that makes me happy.
This is not just awesome talk sidebar reverie.
No,
Right? This is real.
They don't even try. Well, that's part of it. They want to give, because some people fucking watch the news. Other people just go like,
Pine Sol?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's like hypnotoad.
People just absorb
Yeah.
images and headlines.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
And it's like,
Yeah.
I think everything's on purpose, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
It's part of the cognitive dissonance
I think
thing.
we're all making all this
Just-
stuff up in our
it's
heads
not
as
just
we're going.
awesome
Yeah,
talk
it's
reference.
not-
But listen, I say all the time. I say all the time. If we were all living in a computerized simulation, right? If we were born into it, how many generations would have to go by before we forgot that we got that's what happens?
What makes you think that the first generation of
New.
simulations would know? And you know, and like,
Wait, what was
and
the
not only
question?
that, but if it's a
How many links to
simulation,
this on everything?
then like,
There we go.
how,
world may
who's
never
to say
know.
that our experience with time is what isn't just what the simulation wants us to experience? This could be happening in like less than a nanosecond. Could have been
Yeah.
like generations.
Wait,
It
wait,
could
wait.
be-
Oh yeah, well, I firmly believe
Was
that
it-
all my life. We're
a
just
per-
processing. It explains
Was
so
it on-
much, you know.
was it on
Deja
the show?
vu.
What's
Big
up?
That when Steve Jobs died, he was like, "Oh shit! Oh my god!"
Yeah,
Like, oh,
Steve
he's-
Jobs, when he died, he said, "Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow." Those were his last words.
Oh, wow,
As
oh,
he was
wow.
dying. Oh
The
wow.
man who
oh,
put a
wow.
fucking apple with a bite out of it on the back of a phone and gave it to everybody on the goddamn planet.
And had slaves build it.
Yes. And they all jumped out of windows.
Well, luckily there were nets out there.
They weren't always nets.
That's a hell of a watch.
God almighty.
A lot
the
of them
forbidden
went
fruit
splat.
is
And
right
then
upon
some of
us.
them were cut.
All the
out of the
Christians
nets.
and Catholics and fucking whoever the hell else.
Yeah, what?
All them walking around with their
what
phones
was
like
of
that's all. They don't even understand it either. You go like this, and they go, "What's that?" And I'm like, "This is your immortal sin." It's your mortal sin, damn it!
Yeah.
The human condition. I don't know. Just you have to use a southern accent when you yell at it. I don't know. I can just relate to southern accents. You know, how, like people are really into like the English accent on like BBC.
No,
Like, I don't
okay.
know why, I just can't stop. Watch these
Okay, when
documentaries.
someone is yelling at you with a southern accent, you would like, okay, perk up a bit. Okay,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
is
man.
what is this person saying now?
You gotta
Well, you
listen
don't
to
know what they
Harvey-
got chained in their basement. Number
Be-
one.
Because that,
Right, well, who knows?
Words to live by.
there better not be a gimp costume.
All I know is I
Zed's
know
dead,
a couple
baby,
of
Zed's dead.
Koreans and
That's
Japaneses, and they all use Android.
Japanese. I guess that's like the double plural. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Samsung.
No, the internet's an interesting place, and you're talking about the floodgates of information.
Nah, yeah.
And it's all there because one day I'm sitting there and I'm researching a guy who spent his whole life paying attention to satellites that are looking at the sun and everything that's coming in at it, and space weather. And now he has disaster prediction apps, and he can predict earthquakes before before whoever's supposed to actually do that shit.
Yeah.
And all this stuff, and he's proven all these things that everybody thought, like hippie culture stuff.
Hey, I
you
know
know?
this guy.
It's like the science behind hippie culture. Yeah, it's
I
suspicious
definitely-
observers.
Yeah, I definitely follow.
And he gets all these people together, and I'm looking at all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is so interesting, this is spot on, electric universe, we're all connected, yada yada, stars make water, cool, fucking this, that, and the other thing. And then I'm like, and then I go online, and I just randomly pops up, like, the US government patent for, like, a fake sun, 1966. And I'm like,
Wow.
oh great, this is all the science and everything about this fake sun that they wanted to create, but they never did it, right?
Is that what you woke me up
But
with
it's
a text
there.
the other day?
Yeah,
with?
good morning. Here's
Yeah.
the US government patent for a fake sun.
I was laying in bed. I was like,
That's what I'm
what?
saying. So you spend a lot of time going like this. You're looking into stuff on the internet that actually looks kind of legit. People that are trying to do good stuff, and then you're like, holy shit! The next day, your whole world could be flipped. Shaquille O'Neal's like, the Earth's flat. Eat Snickers. Get this shit on your back. Bengay. Slam dunk. Earth's flat. You know what I mean? It's like they're actually Fox News, CNN. They are all talking about. they mention the word flat Earth. They get rid of it and then they mention
Right.
it, and it's like so whether or not the Earth's flat or round, or if they spray stuff in the sky or they don't, or it's happy and jolly, they want us to believe some crazy shit's gonna go down.
I totally agree with you.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's almost like
Doesn't matter what's true.
I was watching Stranger
It doesn't
Things.
matter what's true.
It's obfuscation.
Watching
Yeah, right.
Stranger Things, and
Right.
me and my girlfriend were sitting there, and we're going, you know, she's like,
God, I
right
love
before she goes to
Stranger
sleep, she's like, this is just like a social introduction to, like, you know, a soft social introduction to stuff that happens behind closed doors.
This is just like, oh wow.
wow.
Don't forget Steve Jobs all hopped up on Percocet.
Chinese lasers, nano Legos, stack 'em and pack 'em.
Nano Legos.
Yeah, but I don't know. Music and shit, that's cool, right?
Yeah.
Podcasts are cool. I do a lot of shows. I noticed you had
Yeah, we got 3 of them
Keith Kenny?
actually. Yeah, sure.
Kenny was in on here.
Yeah, he also did one of our live shows at the same week. Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah, I
man.
love
What a
him, man.
fucking
Yeah, they
guy.
brought
He
the
might
whole
be
bar
here
up
next
on the
show.
scene.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we bring the bar to the Saint and stuff like that.
Dude,
It's crazy.
That's
yeah.
awesome, man. I love going
Yeah,
on the road. The show. That's awesome.
I don't want to get off the subject you're talking about. Though.
Oh yeah, but I mean you gotta lighten up a little bit. I get too dark into it, man. There's so much stuff going on. You pay attention to all of it. Look at CERN, for instance. You know, CERN.
Yeah.
It's super
The
cool
reason,
idea.
yeah, the reason they made the internet was for CERN. CERN's the first website that was on the World Wide Web.
Yeah, then we had to go and ruin it all.
Right. So they made this
With
website.
all our pornography.
So that
Well, how else are you gonna bring Satan to the fucking?
That's what it is. They're not even hiding it.
You
They're
know,
like
well,
fucking.
look, it's about time that them angels they buried under the rocks back in the beginning and come out and fucking
Right.
claim their fucking rightful. They've done their time. They're here to fucking claim
Biblical
their souls.
shit. All these toothless.
It's all
ring-
biblical shit.
You know, fucking tapeworm, fucking Southerners. They're not that
Lynchburg.
crazy.
No.
But
Well,
I'm not gonna go fucking go
They
get
don't-
born
they don't
again
make-
and go drown in a river for a little while. Like, you know, my soul's not going to hell.
For a bit.
Yeah.
Just for a bit. I don't want you to die.
They do make an interesting case.
But I
My
want you
soul's
to
not going to hell,
have
but
that
that's true.
feeling.
I mean, if souls can go to heaven or hell, it's already in hell. It can only go somewhere better.
I honestly think
I'm
the universe is not a cruel universe. It's just
I actually-
different.
It is. It's totally indifferent.
So, but I do honestly believe in the
Perspective.
good, better part.
well, indifference is the cruelest thing to a self-centered person. So you know.
I think your hell is whatever truly eats you inside
Right.
that comes to the surface. I think that's your hell.
I think that too, but like a step farther, I think we have all the control in the world
Right,
on
agree
what
with
we
you on that,
become
too.
on the end
Right,
of
that's
things.
why
Like,
it's internal.
like no, but if you like, you know, if you obsess too far in one direction or the other, if you move too far
Or take some
or
action
you
out.
don't move at all, you know
Just
what I mean?
posting memes on
Like,
your
if you don't-
Facebook page
if you
that
don't
say
do
light
it-
love and not make you light
like,
love.
yeah, if you exist in enough of a fashion, I think you might, like, when you die and your fucking neurons are released and things go fucking full bore and you're released back into the energy patterns that you came from, that you could either, you know, hey shit, maybe there is reincarnation. Maybe if you're too fucking stunted, you can't go far enough. And you
Nobody
just,
likes my
You just
theory.
crash back down into the fucking
What's
the
my
source,
theory?
Yeah.
and
Hold on,
you're,
when he's
you
done,
know,
I'll
you
tell
come
my
back
theory.
again.
Yeah,
Maybe
we're
you
done,
try
that's the
again.
See, she's already
maybe,
naysaying.
or maybe you
She's already
fucking go
naysaying
big.
my
Maybe you go
theory.
big. Maybe you're a
Why
big
does everybody
persona.
shit on my theory?
Maybe you're a big fucking persona and you're
Alright,
blast
I'll
off
say
and
it.
Jesus,
This
you're
is
never
my theory.
seen again.
My
You're on
theory is
Mars
this.
or on Pluto. Who the fuck
And this
knows?
is the reason why deja vu exists, right?
Does it involve?
Because time all happened at once. We can only process it serial.
Exactly.
That's
Stuff.
kind.
That's
That's
why-
kind of true.
That's what. That's
kind of
nonlinear
true.
existence.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I believe it.
But
That's
I
why-
Oh, I totally believe
I
in
think-
deja vu. I go
I
through it a
think
lot.
the moment you die is exactly the same moment that you're conceived. So I think what happens is at the moment I die,
Well,
I'm going
time's
to
an
be
illusion.
hold on.
It's a
I'm going to
construct.
be
It's something you
conceived
use.
back in 1978. I'll be born in 1979, and I will relive the whole fucking thing over, and everything is circular. Now you said the universe doesn't give a shit. So some people would say, well, what about people who only live for 10 seconds? Well, then they only live for 10 seconds over and over and over and over and over again because the universe doesn't give a shit what happens to you.
They used to call
Things
it
just
folding
happen to you.
over.
Huh?
They used to call it folding over. Like in like the 30s, 40s, this guy Walter Russell, and like he used to hang out with like Mark Twain and all these guys. They started the Better Business Bureau. His wife,
Cool.
him and his wife wrote books
Yeah,
called
get
Atomic
into 'em.
Suicide. They were against atomic energy, and he actually had he went out to the mountains, came back. He had this enlightenment. He had like a 6th grade education, I believe, and
Good for him.
yeah, he got out of school and he started focusing himself, and he had
Yeah,
this
critical thinking.
he had this enlightenment, and he locked himself in his room for 39 days, and his wife called the cops on him. And they went, and the cops got in there, but they were like, "Listen, Lyle,
Holy
let."
shit.
So a guy with a 6th grade
Bro,
education
not
got
to
the
cut you
cops
off-
called on
Not
him
to
by
cut
his
you off,
wife.
but if I've been locked in a room for 39 days and someone's gonna kick in the door, they're gonna be very fucking surprised what they find in there.
Right? No, so they were, but he had
What,
all these.
what was he doing in the room for 39 days?
So he was.
Masturbating.
He
Just like
downloaded-
Very complex erector set.
Freak right there.
Wow.
Rick is
That
gonna be
information.
encased in his own jizz. Rick is gonna be sitting there like, you
Like
can't
a
get me
mosquito
now.
in amber.
He
had an enlightenment.
He wears it like armor, and he just starts running at people.
And
I've been waiting 38 days for you to show up.
people want to arrest him, but they just keep stepping back towards you.
I'm not gonna cuff this
Ooh,
guy.
fuck
It's
that.
time for me to come.
Fine, go, run him. He
feels like-
overpowered me, Captain. I was like,
Red
down.
salt. Like, what is wrong?
Red salt.
Alright, I'm sorry, go ahead, continue. I wanna know what he did in there for 39
Well,
days.
shit, man. Well, he wrote a couple.
Well, he
he
definitely
wrote a-
shit there. If he was there 39 days, he shit for
He
at
wrote a
least
couple
once.
books.
Okay,
He wrote
wow.
a couple books, and then he had all these books, and his wife and all these people were like, "Dude, you gotta get this shit published," and he was like, "Not yet." He had to go to college first, so he went to college and he got like fucking doctorates and everything, and he was an amazing painter, amazing musician, fucking one of the most
Modern-day
pronounced
Renaissance man.
modern day Da
When you
Vinci.
think critically, you can do anything.
Right.
You can play the man's game.
He
Word.
realized
And
that,
win.
and
Yes,
he
totally.
realized that it was all that his whole thing was. So pretty much he was right. He had all this science. He had a very philosophically based, almost an alchemistically based
Yes.
view on science and the world and everything. And his main thing, and the reason why it didn't catch on too much and come into this day, is because it was mainly based. He used the word God a lot, but by God he meant
So for
thought.
lack of a
He
better
meant
term.
thought.
Yeah.
The substance of thought, and his
Okay.
theory was that the
Descartes'
only
God.
substance in the entire universe is thought, and he called them light units, all right, and that everything's connected through just thought, all right. So first, and it's all about accumulated potential and all this.
Well, that
crazy
explains the
stuff and
tag on
energy.
that, sure.
So he was a polymathematician, and he did all this stuff, and he just got this knowledge. He went to school, and the entire way through school, he had to go through it, not agreeing with anybody. He wrote all of his books. He put them out there: The Universal One, The Secrets of Light, bunch of stuff. And the only person who got back to him when he sent all his books out was Nikola Tesla. And he said, "Lock this book up in a vault for 1,000 years, because the people aren't ready for this yet."
Yeah.
So he said, I got to release it. So he got all this stuff out, and he lived. He was born in 1871, died in like.
You said he was Mark Twain's buddy
1967.
too, right?
Mark Twain. They opened the
Oh,
Better
wow.
Business Bureau.
Tesla was Mark Twain's buddy too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
All of them.
Crazy.
So
The thinkers.
I
And
did-
it's
I actually
crazy.
did. I read half of one. It is pretty wild. It's
Right.
pretty cool. It's
Yeah,
very,
I
it
read
explains
it.
mathematically your thoughts. It explains mathematically.
Wait, how did his life end?
I think he died of natural causes.
Okay.
He got electrocuted.
He's old.
Electrocuted by a bus driver was over.
He fell in love.
He
He fell in love with a sparrow. Died in the hospital.
He's probably, I don't know, he probably downloaded somewhere.
I'm curious because she always points out all the
From
time about
Virginia.
how much physicists and mathematicians kill themselves
Mm.
because they take a look at the reality of the world and they know it in such a way.
Wow.
So I don't can't remember who
It's,
said it, but
mathematicians, I'd say more so than physicists.
Yeah, because if
Yeah.
you can.
Both,
'Cause they're-
both of them, it seems to be an issue. It seems to be a problem.
Well,
but
it's-
mathematicians more so.
because they know how fucked everything
Well,
is.
no, it's
Here's
not.
the thing. Here's the
No,
thing.
it's
Hold
not-
on.
it's not- I
Being a
wouldn't say
mathematician
fuck,
is
though.
this. Being a mathematician is like
Unless you're
it's like being a
theoretical.
victim of a body snatcher.
Yeah.
You know the truth about what's coming.
I wouldn't
You can
say-
show evidence with numbers of what's going to
No,
happen,
I
and what
wouldn't
is
say-
happening, and everyone with their sentiment and their bullshit on the outside comes in and they just go, "Well, it doesn't have to be like that, or it could be like this,
I
or it
guess-
could be like that."
Well,
And
how else
people-
should it turn into a blockbuster?
Unless someone offs themselves.
Well, we have scientism and mathematism.
Dwayne the Rock fucking
That's what we
Johnson.
have.
Yeah,
We have
fucking
scientism
rock.
and mathematism.
There you go.
And it's all bullshit,
And that's
but
why
it's
we
all
need
needed.
the Rock, folks.
Yeah. You need
He's
George
got to
America.
play Tesla.
Yeah.
He's got to play this guy.
Yeah, so Walter Russell's whole thing was like the universe is a two-way universe. Everything is rhythmic, balanced, interchange.
It was vibration.
I
Every
agree
room
with
was-
that.
Potential
Do you know
for-
this guy? Do you know this name?
Wait, what name?
Walter Russell.
Also
Not
known
the
as
musician.
Brazilian science.
All
Brazilian science is
all
something
religions
like-
say that
Yeah,
universe, almost
class
all
rock
religions
guy.
across the board say the world started with vibration, with sound.
And
that's
first
what
there
brought
was
it
the
in.
word, which
Right.
means
With the sound,
vibration.
and the
Bill Hicks used to talk about
Egyptians
that,
believe creation was sung into effect.
And everybody
He sounds
speaks
like a
these
fucking
words
acid
usually
head.
live a fucking horrible life and die miserable.
Dude, I'm sorry, man, but acid's a good
No, I
thing.
know. I love acid.
It's a good.
Acid is great.
Hallucinogenics
I love
are
it.
good
You ever
for
watched
people.
that show Fringe?
No,
No,
not
I never
all.
watched
of
it.
them.
First season was really
Not
good.
all.
Second season was
Not
good.
all of them are good for
I like
people,
it all.
but I like.
Well, I
the-
mean, it depends.
No,
Ultimately,
that's more your ad-
overall, the
that's more
idea
your
of
ad-
I like a
hallucinogenic, I think,
controlled
opens up parts of
dosage
the brain.
of LSD.
Yeah, no,
Of course.
I think
but
has
if,
direct
if,
effect
if
straight
you're
to
dealing with a
the
lot of shit, hallucinogenics are not a
No,
good
No.
road to
I'm
travel.
saying in general, overall, for humanity, hallucinogenics
well.
are a good thing for people.
They actually use psilocybin in medicine.
There are a lot
to
of
treat-
violent fucking
treat
people out there,
alcoholics.
man.
Yeah.
Treat out- and depression and migraines.
They say that if you have a very very light hallucinogenic trip,
It can really spice up a tomato soup.
it could really spice up a tomato soup.
or
Hey, they gave this guy mushrooms and he didn't kill his kids.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Look at his kids
Right.
alive.
If you give a guy mushrooms, he might have a great life and then come home and, as my buddy says, tell his wife to fuck herself, kick the dog, and drink all the sodas. That's what he says. He goes, dude, I can't do hallucinogens anymore because it's unpredictable. I can have a great time or whatever. I like to explain it as church. Right? For somebody who doesn't go to church often, goes there every now and again, I go there interested, a little creeped out, but I leave a little more confused than when I got there. But I also kind of enjoy. I like to see all the stained glass and all like the.
Why go?
His environment.
Can I just say,
Just something like
I
maybe
really
like a
love
christening,
church
like a,
art.
You know,
What about church
Right.
on
but I'm an
the
atheist. Go ahead, what?
right.
What about church on the drugs?
Oh.
That's an
Church on
interesting-
drugs.
Yeah.
That is
just
probably
wish-
the most funniest place to be.
They
and the
probably,
most scary
Go to
probably
that
not the
at
first
the
time
same
this has
time.
been thought about. I'm pretty sure this probably happens often.
I mean, human blood's probably.
Dude,
Well,
if
church-
I was on
Church boils down to
psilocybin,
fellowship. You can look at the art, you can listen to the fucking doctrine, but it boils down to fellowship.
And you can
A
get
meal.
your dick sucked in the confession also.
depends on how old you are.
Yeah, it does.
They actually covered like I think it was one of the newspapers. It was either I think it was the New York Post or whatever. That's a comic book anyway.
Yeah, word.
But they're all comic books, but they actually covered like a gay sex orgy. I think they call it. Like,
Oh my god, I know what you're
Oh,
gonna say.
after that.
It was the
they're
Pope. It was
all
like the Pope's
appalled
consultant.
because
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking adults are fucking each other, but no one seems to
Right.
give a shit when one of those adults is fucking a fucking child.
Right.
Right.
Like, Jesus Christ, the hypocrisy.
Right, well,
Holy
that's
shit.
the-
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, and I'm like, listen, we live in a world not very, very far removed from open, like, bloodletting and cannibalism and human sacrifice.
Yeah.
When you get your foot stamped, right? You get your birth certificate. One of those copies goes to the Queen. All right.
She's got a tax
She
ID.
owns you. All right.
Yeah.
Fuck, I totally
So-
agree.
Yeah,
So
well, that's why
yeah,
your name's in all
yeah.
capital letters. You're a
No,
corporation.
yeah, they know
And
who you are, where
she
you live, what you
eats
got,
people,
what you want,
all right?
what you
She
do.
eats
Absolutely.
people. Her grandparents ate people. Her husband's grandparents ate people. Commonly, it was well known that they would just eat people and sacrifice them. People would give their kids to
Oh,
the king and queen.
they're also all kid
as
fuckers.
a sacrifice, right? So I'm like,
That's
you guys
only
just
if they're
think
not
this
good
shit
enough
just
to be
isn't
eaten.
happening anymore?
Then you fuck them and feed them to the poor.
I'm like, you guys think this stuff just stopped? And that's such
Yeah.
a dark road to go down. But then people were like surprised when something like petty happens. And I'm like, listen, we're in America. That's why I wear this tattered ass hat, right? Because I am not gonna get eaten by the queen any day.
Well, you
Unless I
are
keep
for
doing
cards
podcasts.
come and get you. You're getting eaten. I hate to break it to you, boys. I ain't gonna save you. Okay? You might go down feeling a little bit better, but you're still going down.
Rick, it's 10 o'clock,
Now
I
they're
beg of you.
They're gonna say, we see you, you're wearing our symbols that we made.
We're gonna break.
You're gonna make a
Let's
tasty
set the
soup.
time out on that one.
Chill out. Hold on. Give me 1 minute.
Nothing like the sweat of a miscreant to spice up this tomato mushroom soup.
Let me say big ups to the chat. Jay and Brady. Hey, Geggy Ta's there. Hey, my mom is there.
Hey,
Anybody else who's watching right now, man, jump in, say something, say hi, whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut to the break. where we're gonna see an encore performance of Sandy Mack when he was here a few weeks
Nice.
ago. We're gonna see
Willwood.
Matt Klahosi and his trip to Art All Night. We're gonna get some clips of that, and we're gonna see a performance from DKFG in there. We're also going to see a encore performance from Will Wood, who closed the last season, and we're gonna see an encore performance from Ray Ray Beats when he was here as well.
Yeah,
There's
Ray
also
Ray.
some other stuff mixed in there. It's gonna be about 25 minutes, and then we're gonna come back and continue this unbelievable conversation.
Or we'll start talking about how
That's
much
a good way
the new
to say it.
Spider-Man movie sucks.
Or how much new Spider-Man movie sucks, evidently.
We're gonna talk about the Johnson & Johnson scandal.
Let me know when we're good.
We're gonna come back and talk baseball.
Are we starting?
Yeah, why not? My ship came in this evening with everything on board. Sailing in the darkness, but I no longer bold. You may not like the way I travel in this party boat. You know it ain't the smoothest ride, but it doesn't always flow. Pass me a lifeboat, but let me go land. It's happening too fast. Sad song playing in my head. Night turns to day. I'll take whatever I can get to. Help me find my way. A friendly stranger guides me, and a strange friend keeps me warm. That's just my way of reaching any safe port in this storm. Pass me a lifeboat, let me go last. Now I'm having a blast. It's easy to feel queasy when you're not sure where you're going. No rocking and no rolling, that's the only way I'm known. Can I save myself from finding what I'm too afraid to know? Said I haven't even left yet, 'cause I'm too afraid to go. Pass me a lifeboat, let me go last. Someday this all will pass. That was like a studio fade.
That was awesome. That was fucking awesome.
Give the drummer some. Give the drummer some. That was nice, man. That was perfect.
Just tried to hang in there.
You bad on that cooler lid, brother. What's going on, everybody? This is Matt from Awesome Talk. We are here with Ray Strife from DKFG at Art All Night in Trenton.
Here we go. I will never make anything beautiful. I will never be a part of anything beautiful. I will never be beautiful.
How long have you been working with Art All Night?
Not long, like I come every year. I've done stuff randomly like 2 years ago. And then like a year ago, I think I was just like doing drugs all day and I didn't come.
It's always the best.
This year, great performing. So I'm very thankful. Everyone at Art All Night is awesome. It's all rule. The volunteers really make it go. Challenge fondly. No matter how shallow the pond be, how proud will my moms be? It's a 13th mile stretch, and it's Trenton Swansea. Between beauty and death, the dream absolutely made flesh. She seems to bloop me at best. I fiend for the good that I left, waiting for someone to shoot me to death. Could I really be this dumb? I got her blood on me. Is it enough to make her come?
So, just wanted to get a little insight into DKFG and some Art All Night. How did DKFG come about? Were you guys all just like friends from Trenton? Or
Yeah.
school? Like, what's
It's a bunch of drunk morons, and then we all rap.
That's all.
That's it, really. And then Ray moved here from South Jersey, and Khalil moved here from South Jersey. That's all there's no real thing at all. Wasn't even trying. I'm more starter pulled, you'd be hard pressed to find a harder dude. Plus I got a lot more heart than a lot of you. Yeah, a sincere lust. Get your girls rear and bust. Fuck the fucking upper crust, but what he spits is butter trust. All you fucking motherfuckers gotta always wonder what's making a guy like him tick. What's his wanderlust?
I'm Ray Strife. We got a tour kickoff next week, right? How you doing, Ray? I'm doing good. Thank you, Khalil. Yeah. Make some noise for the Dirty Merlins. Ray Strife's going on tour 23rd. That shit's gonna be fucking dope. Khalil's gonna come with me. Just eat my pizza crust for 2 weeks. We're going to New Orleans. I'm going to New Orleans. They don't care, Khalil. All right.
Hold up, I gotta take the bus. A rhyme maker plus someone who keeps taking drugs, saying nothing to the fuss, hanging out with my thugs. You trying to be what I was. I couldn't even be what I was. I couldn't even be what I was. I need a couple hugs before I go nuts. Happy New Year's in a facade we trust. I couldn't even be what I was.
What were the musical influences that got you guys to really come together and do that?
I guess it's super different for everybody. Like me and Khalil are into a lot of punk, and Wade is now too. And like Ray's not really into punk at all. Ray listens to like strictly like top tier Midwest indie rap stuff. So it's real. It's cool because we're all so different, so it meshes together really well. I feel like.
Rappers like to hold the mic wrong. It's going to affect our stage performance to not be able to hold the mic correctly.
Alright guys, well thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. The show, we are fans, and we appreciate you guys coming on the show previously, performing for us. We hope to have you back on again.
Thank you. Awesome Talk rules. You guys are awesome. Literally, that's the name. So I'm very good with words.
Ray Strife! Ray Strife! RaymondStrife.bandcamp.com. I'm Matt. Thank you, and we are out.
That's how it's hard for us to come to nice place. Get up one guy, they steal everything, they order from Cali, Texas. They go. It's right, the business emails going down like come on in my business. Scooper with the quickness, make her look like the perfecters of how big this shit is. Now she's thinking I'm going the distance, she just been thinking, homie, it's only one for instance. Like ripping my spine, changing my mind, spinning, I rip the kids right, rhythms in my mind. Set my style down the country, run
guys feel? Enjoyed this night. Don't make my motor go down. Thank you for being here. Gracias por la cerveza gringo americano. I love you, gringo feo. I love you, everybody. Feeling the black. The kids rock on them. That was good. That was good. That was good. Now you got him that mic. That mic right in his last bar there.
I'm sorry I coughed the mic. I'm sorry.
I always break microphones. How you guys feeling? I got a huge lawyer. You guys all getting fights with your significant others yet? Yeah! Super hot out here? Yeah, actually. Fuck that shit. Get a divorce.
Fuck that shit.
Fuck going all night. Not me. That's like you when you. It's good to be here. Thank you for having us. Where's Ty at?
But it's got this, tight asshole. And it's also got tight pussy lips. And inside is also ripped, just like a real pussy.
In the past few days, when the flex with the sun rays became apparent, I don't act like a parent. I used to hate the job, now I like it more. I had to ask my girlfriend, what you feeling on my lighter torch? Like it's torn in between the boards and the lighters. So I'm kissing behind the cars with the horse of self-righteous. 40s on deck plus 10. I bought a ticket for the hayride, I ain't gonna pitch the pumpkin. Everyone I know can make the same assumptions. Like a Mexican or Ecuadorian, they call me Melon on the Pesa. Bitches is America. I'm pulling up that I cannot afford to get my hair wet. Where's the love when they cut the power? Pretty sure I see you chilling on my couch at the latest hour. When I woke to take a shower naked, and some people they escorted out the door to catch a paycheck. Like this when you're making yours to have sex. With a cigarette out of the ashtray, stay classy. Industrial microwave in the backseat. Doing 60 down division to the rich and wisdom. Sick of bitching, y'all should quit being victims. Dimple with this upon the pimple, little sticks. Yo, I fumbled that. 1, you are done. 2, bring the whole room. Peace. With diseases, we made an indigenous species to be the weakest thing to be. 4, use air lock doors. Oxygen is precious, without it you will not be around. Yo, alright, here it is. Mac is racist and PC is PC. I ain't watched none of them debates on the TV. I was too busy to give a fuck about your committee. All I need is love and I'ma suck it out the titties. I was too busy to give a fuck. If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it could possibly be a robot in this program. Make you think it could be a duck when it's really not. I was too busy to give a fuck. I was too busy to give a fuck.
Looking in Al Capone's nose.
Was it now?
Who gives a fuck? I don't, it rhymes though, just enough to get me by.
Hey, yo.
Raised life is not fun, running shotgun with a holo. You want runs? I got some.
Hot boys in a dope shop.
Raise the dead.
Fuck God, give us praise instead. We exist for if you dare to tread on the edge of imagination while you stay in bed. You can go through life asleep, or you can raise your head, raise the dead. Fuck God, give us praise instead. We exist for if you dare to tread on the edge of imagination while you stay in bed. You can go through life asleep, or you can raise your head.
Thanks guys for DKFG. Ray Beats, Wade Wilson, Khalil Ali, Jenny Mercury, Ill Omega. Make some noise for Hard All Night and all the volunteers. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
No, I'm about to play a newer song. Less than a year old, only a few months old. And it's not about, but it was inspired by my lovely daughter Millicent. It's called Millie Rolls a 7. And it goes like this. Pink lemonade on autumn bomber coats, Peter Pan collars, but my daughter's growing up. She's gonna be a lot like me, but I don't wanna be at all like me. Yellow buzz cuts, pulling out stingers. You're telling me I'm holding up 11 fingers, and stranger things than death can happen to lab rat girls and pretty white rabbits. But everybody knows that, nobody knows that. Everybody's in on everybody's business. And this isn't my first Christmas. I know mistletoe when I see it. Baby, could you play along with me? Baby, would that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, could you tell me how I'm right for you? Baby, could you play along with me? Baby, would that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, could you tell me how? Could you tell me how? And if I'm still pretty? Cigarette burns, laugh lines, wide dimples. If they could see the future back when times were simple, would they kiss your cheek and yank the bandage off, let you speak? Or take advantage of how if everyone's sick, well then nobody can catch it. And if everybody's different, then nobody can match. I'm looking through the pockets of the hand-me-downs I laid out, wondering if I'll fit into the yesterdays I've laid out. Everybody knows that, nobody knows that. Everybody's all up in my motherfucking business. This isn't my first kiss. It's better to be loved and lost now, isn't it? Baby, could you play along with me? Baby, would that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, could you tell me how I'm right for you? Oh, baby, could you play along with me? Baby, would that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, could you tell me how? Could you tell me how? And if I'm still pretty? Walking bikes home with a scraped knee, sunset smudged across your brow. Warmer tears than you've grown used to since then. A toast to the nosebleed seats and the big dream sequence where you're found. Guilty of your innocence and gently sent right back to bed. Everybody knows that, nobody knows that. Everybody's in on your goddamn business. This isn't my first anything. This isn't my first anything. Everybody knows that, nobody knows that. Everybody's in on everybody's business. This isn't my first lyric. I know exactly how I should finish it. Baby, could you play along with me? Baby, would that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, could you tell me how I'm right for you? Baby, could you play along with me? Baby, would that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, could you tell me how? Could you tell me how? Could you tell me, baby, would that play along with me? Baby, would that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, oh, could you tell me how I'm right for you? Whoa, baby, could you play along with me? Baby, would that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, oh, could you tell me how? Could you tell me how? Could you tell me how? Thank you.
Well, Wood, thank you so much for being
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Rick. Thank you for having me.
Love having you here, dude. Yo, Maclahosi, this has been awesome talk. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, thank you, Ray Ray Beats.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks, man.
There we go. You ready? You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Drugs in the dragoons, the daisies and the daffodils are blooming. Everything is blue, less human, more spiritual like a fear of riding bikes. My girlfriend left me, and that ain't right. Grip tight upon the microphone, it makes me feel less alone. And when I hold it to my chest, it works like a stethoscope. Yeah, I'm getting drunk because I'm upset. Blame it on the passing waves of natural disasters, everlasting days. I say swears, not prayers, cause the one I love is simply not there, and I care. Cascades of landscape change, handshake at the thought of caught up drowning in a lake. I'm a concrete brick, I'm high stakes with the lilacs and snakes. If they really cared about you, they would love you when you made mistakes. Face to face with amazing grace, laced in razor blades. Baby blood is in my mouth, you can have a taste, one kiss. Then I vanish like a drunken witch. Bandages don't heal the damage, they only cover it, one kiss. Then I'm under the abyss, I care a lot, but I act like I don't give a fucking shit. Hide abbreviations in the script, lie to people chasing dreams. Tell them you could be the same as me. Breaking free is easy, breaking back in is more appealing. Once I'm off the floor, touch the ceiling. Hide abbreviations in the script, lie to people chasing dreams. Tell them you could be the same as me. Breaking free is easy, breaking back in is more appealing. That's exactly how I'm feeling. Cold world spiral out of control. Contrasted start from a bath of light to a cavern dark. Battle-star vernacular Tabitha's out of character, acting all promiscuous and shitting on commitments. Truth is in the chitlins, Rubik's Cube of women. Super glue the truth onto a buoy, send it swimming. Lend me a hand, my man, I need a ship of friends. We could drink beers from here to where the river bends. Sick of trends, on a mission to relive again. And when I die, I'll bridge the gap between our middlemen. Get offended, make amends, bathe naked in a lake. Bake a cake that says, fuck your birthday, stay up late. Play the games until your pay is taken. At least the booze is cheap and all this food to eat. And she's still rude to me, but I'm accustomed to it. I'm not a number, I'm a name with some trust issues. What's this fuse? Touching it, combust, misuse of the gift that I was given on that short bus. And when the Porsche comes to get me, I'll be chilling with my bling on, performing all my sing songs. Hide abbreviations in the script, lie to people chasing dreams. Tell them you could be the same as me. Breaking free is easy, breaking back in is more appealing. Once I'm off the floor, I'll touch the ceiling. Hide abbreviations in the script, lie to people chasing dreams. Tell them you could be the same as me. Breaking free is easy, breaking back in is more appealing. And that's exactly how I'm feeling, y'all.
Yeah, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Right, dude.
You could just hit pause on that now.
That was fucking awesome. One more time.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, right.
Thank you for giving me the platform.
Thank you so much for being here tonight, man. That was fucking
dope.
brilliant, dude. Thank you so much, man.
World, we had so much fun that I feel like I'm getting old. Like I can't even keep up with the fun no more. But I'm gonna tell you straight, we got our rest. We did a podcast this morning, killing it, enjoying ourselves, loving life, and that's what it's about. Beautiful people out there, just love us and love the world. Yeah.
Or at least hate hard.
Talk Season 8, Episode 9 on July 11th, 2017. We are back.
Are we?
Well.
I'm not.
We are. I'd like to give a.
This is a
I gotta put my radio
simulation of us
voice
being
on.
back.
Radio. And
No,
welcome
no,
back.
wait.
everybody.
It happens
We're
by
back.
accident.
You really
It
don't
happens
have
by
to do that.
accident.
We're live on the show right now, and we're gonna come on back now to some Metallica or whatever.
Are we back and are we welcome?
Yeah.
No, you gotta do like the interflex, like the radio, like the. All right, so we're back, and today.
The Mid-Atlantic version.
No, yes, we're back there,
Yeah.
see, and this is the Wall of the Whales. And
You can do the 89.5. That was Madball from fucking New York City.
There's so many different
That was
radio
fucking
voices.
Madball. This is Meshuggah with.
Like you always go. What's this?
I was on 89.5, my buddy Mad Matt, right?
Yeah,
I gave him his
yeah.
first
Oh, yeah.
acoustic guitar, and then he's a fucking hardcore
That's
guy.
funny,
fucking,
dude.
Yo, it's fucking hardcore, man, yo. And then he's like, oh shit, I can't come up, fuck. And then he's gotta like bleep it all out. It's great. That was fucking 35 deep.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Jared had to peace out for the evening, but he gives his wellest wishes. Welcome back, everybody, in the chat room or whatever. Feel free to hop into the conversation. We're very ethereal tonight in our conversations.
A little dark.
A little dark, but that's okay, right?
Dark.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go dark. Once you go dark, you never go bark.
As long as it's not cold and dark.
What?
You heard me. Dude, I wish I could say
Was that what
it was
I
that
heard?
good. But
No. You were working. You were literally working. No, he didn't. You were working that one before the show, dude. Once you go, well, you never go. You must say at least 6 times.
Oh, yeah,
dude, that'd be a long time. You're giving me a lot of credit on that.
No, I'm just saying.
Even if I landed it
I'm not saying
shittily.
I'm not saying you put any sweat equity into it. I'm just saying you're subconsciously. You've been working all day. You pick it up once in a while. You
Sweat equity?
It's like you're solving Rubik's Cube. I just pick it up and going, I'm paying for it to the side.
You landed that one like the Hindenburg, baby.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to know that it blew up.
My buddy sent me for my birthday. He sent me the schematics to solve a Rubik's Cube that he hand wrote off a website, and it was all like front, right, under. I don't know, just like weird stuff.
Right.
And I read it, and it looked like it just said Führer. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you sending me all this shit for? And he's like, no, those are the schematics for a Rubik's Cube, and I was like.
You were furious.
Those goddamn square head krauts.
I just got back into playing harmonica.
It was Führer, not Führer like with an H. Führer like Führer, right?
Yeah, like
front, under.
Nobody
right?
wants to do it.
There was no H.
Left,
was there a move that was hindsight? Forward, under, hindsight.
Sorry.
Right, left.
We're
Hindsight
sponsored by
doesn't feel
Disney.
like a
I had to say
direction.
it 3 times.
It's a Hollywood thing.
No, but I just got back into harmonica, and I was thinking today, like, how many times the harmonica gets stuck in my mustache. And I was thinking about doing the reverse Hitler.
Dude,
The
when it
reverse
gets stuck in your mustache, do you feel that awful tingliness in your face, like your hair's being ripped
This
out,
is my
and you get
barb stash.
instantly angry?
I hate it when it happens with the beer can.
Dude, it happens with my necklace. Like if this grows out too much,
I
my
hear
necklace cramps.
The
somebody.
musical side effects might be worth it though. You know, very emotive. You know.
It is. It triggers.
Are you playing a Marine band? Or are you playing one of those special 20s?
I'm playing one of the Marine Band blues harp. Yeah.
Yeah, but the special 20 or the wooden one or the plastic ones? One,
The wood.
Yeah, the plastic one will give you some relief on that, man.
The plastic ones are way better.
Yeah, well, but as far as catching your hair, the wood tends to not be, it tends to get a little wonky in there, and
warps.
Yeah, warps. Exactly. The plastic ones won't.
Can I be
won't
honest
work
though? It kind of sounds like you just sort of put him on blast to make sure he knew his harmonica.
No, not at all. No, not at all.
Like,
No, because
listen to this. Wood or plastic?
No, I'm asking because I got the same fucking thing, dude. Why would I be a douchebag? I'm leaving now. Fuck this. Take you and your PBR podcast and shove it up your ass.
No, well, the thing is about a
Wood or
harmonica.
plastic.
Put anybody on check, dude. You kidding me?
If you're playing anything other than folk harmonica, right, which is just breathing in and
First
out.
time he knows his hair's getting stuck in the harmonica, he plays harmonica. Okay? It's one of the easiest things to play by your hair
Cut the
getting
fucking
stuck.
hair off.
It's a very personal experience.
Yeah.
There's a lot of spit. There's
Yeah,
a lot of licking.
people that try and use your harmonica, you're like, are you kidding me? I don't know what the fuck you have
It's
in your
worse than
mouth.
touching the hippie
But
chick's
I know
tarot
whatever's
cards.
in your mouth is gonna be in the harmonica, and it'll just be there forever.
Dude,
Fuck
oh
off.
God, harmonica mouth waste.
Yeah, if
Just,
you know
ugh.
anything about the harmonica, you did not give your harmonica out or play somebody else.
They don't call it the street horse
courtesy,
instrument
right?
for nothing.
They don't call it the what?
The street horse instrument for nothing. A lot of body pulls in that fucking thing, man.
The street horse instrument.
There it is, everybody.
Gage is.
Once you go street horse, you always come back for more.
This year we got Gage.
I feel like my
trumpet.
rhyme was better, but
Like he joined.
Well, yo, you worked on it for
this year. We got him
3 hours.
Very loud.
Never let someone use your flotaphone.
yeah.
Yeah,
My
we're back
buddy-
to that one.
My buddy calls this thing the cancer kazoo. The thing where you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's what he calls
So
it.
most people call it.
And then we got the other one. It's what is it?
The
The melodica,
Drake
the little piano that you breathe
Yeah,
into.
this is funny. We were just talking about this.
Oh, last week we talked about
Last
last week.
Episode,
Yeah, we were literally just talking about this.
It's
Yeah, this is
it's like
crazy.
the
I have
sobriety
to like
test.
it's like a pattern.
It's
Figuring
the
out.
drunkaphone.
The
I
drunkaphone.
still need one. They sound good.
If you blow into it and you're sober, no
What's
sound
a
comes out.
drunkaphone?
I wonder how many of those things have been puked into.
Oh, and what do they sound like during the
Yeah,
puking
it's
session?
just
listening to what you made.
You like hit the brown
shit's
note,
like
everybody shits
oozing out.
themselves.
I have an answer for you. It's Captain Beefheart. That's what it sounds like.
Captain
He's
Beefheart.
good though. My drummer's
Wait.
obsessed with Captain Beefheart.
Captain Beefheart's a
What,
serious
wait.
motherfucker, man.
Yeah, real.
Beefheart or
Beefheart. Captain
Beef?
Beefheart.
Beef.
Go check your Alexa. You post millennial.
I smell like beef.
Captain Beefheart was one of the only alcohol and drug abusers that Frank Zappa would let play with him. Because Frank Zappa was he would have a glass of wine every now and again, but he was a total nutcase. He was very politically involved and very involved. And he made weird music like "I Am the Slime" and.
He was a composer.
Yeah.
He wasn't just this guy jamming in the garage.
Zappa was the man. Zappa was the fucking
But he
man.
let Beefheart, and he treated Beefheart like a piece of shit. Because Beefheart would go out there with a bottle of Jack Daniels and neck it all the way back, and then play a set. And he would talk very deeply, he almost reminded you of like Hunter S. Thompson meets Dr. Gonzo, which is where he wanted
Can I
to
be
go
honest
with
with
that.
you, dude? I love your taste in music, and I was telling her earlier when he recommended you, I went to your Facebook page and I saw you were posting shit like Tom Waits and shit like that. And And I contacted her. I was like, yeah, he's gonna fit in just fine in this.
It'll be just fine.
That's
Well, it's
gonna
funny,
be great.
man. Will Wood and Ray Beats and Raymond Strife.
It's dude.
We went
How
out
many
to Trent and
shows
checked
know
them out.
all those guys particularly?
We
You
just
know what I
have
mean?
all
Like-
the
Very
same
eclectic.
guests across, like.
Yeah, we just swap them back
Like
and
every-
forth.
yeah.
Well, I mean, we've done 167 episodes. I don't know. Jay, fucking text me, something like that. And I'd say for at least 115, 120, we've had people in, or we've had shows where there was multiple people, and we do like a round table or whatever. Most of it's just drunken nonsense. But I mean, it's a very good. I feel like
I mean, it's because you never partaken in that.
as far as credible journalism, podcasts are where it's at because you're getting
totally.
who people are. You're getting things. You're getting a lot of bullshit. But we're not sitting there on the news saying, breaking news, this is the truth. We're just talking
right.
shit.
Up close and personal is good. I mean, one of the things that we've always said we liked about doing this show is that when we interview people, it's not really an interview, it's just a conversation that ensues. And the things that you learn might not be, it might
Don't
not
arise
be.
with questions sometimes.
It's like we had Daryl Hell on, man, and he was
It's
like
even
when you interview somebody, there's three basic questions that they usually ask. What have you done that's cool? What are you doing that's cool now? What are you doing cool in the future? And it's like, if you could break out of those three questions and be a little deeper than that, that's a totally
Well, but
different
you let
kind of
somebody
interview.
talk, you're gonna find out all those things anyway.
That's a great.
If you can get people to talk, right? Yeah.
You gotta ask it.
Well, you gotta let people talk though sometimes too, you know.
Absolutely, and you got it. Sometimes, I mean, people. If John Lennon was alive, we wouldn't ask him any of those questions because he's
Holy
fucking.
fuck! What I asked
We wouldn't
John
ask him
Lennon.
that.
What was it like when you got shot?
No, listen. Whatever Lennon is or was, and people might kill me for this, but I'm glad. I'm not glad, but I'm kind of thankful he's dead. Because where the fuck would John Lennon be right now in this world? Behind bars. He can't be anywhere else. Behind bars.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I understand why you'd say that, but I don't know.
By the time he was shot, Nixon was well out of power by the time he was shot.
And he grew up in Liverpool, England, where it was like, dude, I mean, like if he was gonna be a street tramp who got locked up all the time, he would have been already. You know what I mean?
Like he's got a bowler's
dude,
cap
he
on.
look at that,
buddy.
he joined a band and traveled the world.
Tying back to what he was saying earlier, like once you're in that
so much,
limelight,
you know,
there's just a
like,
matter of
he'd be
time
in
for
a-
you to say the wrong thing or.
But he did.
Well, the reason he's dead is
good
because
point.
he's another example of why you can't tell people to believe anything. Everybody who's ever said believe or what if, they're fucking dead.
Well, pretty much everybody dies eventually, so you know.
But I mean, they're assassinated.
But a lot of heroes die late, man. Let me tell you something, dude. I always kind of
that's-
marveled
dude,
at the
everybody
idea
said it.
that George
Everybody said
Carlin
they kill
lived
you.
as long as he did, and so did Richard Pryor.
Always in his older years,
Well,
always
George
talking about
Carlin
fucking
lived as long as he
talking
did
about Club
because he was-
33 and fucking
George
there's a club and
Carlin
you're not
dying as late as he did is so interesting to me because most people who preach truth at the level that he did, they die young, man.
Not when you got that kind of exposure, dude.
No, yeah.
Because
Sometimes-
look at Alex Jones is still alive.
Well, Alex Jones is a
When Bill
comedian
Hicks
just as
made
much
the
as
cover
No, I
of
understand,
Rolling
but I'm saying he's
Stone,
still alive. You
Bill
know?
Hicks made the cover of Rolling Stone. That's when he found
Yeah,
that he had
but people
pancreatic
like
cancer.
Alex Jones are painted as a joke so hard that he doesn't have to die.
He has no
but
because
I'm
it's
just-
so
I'm just-
easy
I'm just
to
saying-
No
make
possibility
him
that could have been a
like-
coincidence. They found out that he had cancer.
Yeah, I mean, people get
smoking
cancer.
and drinking
Pancreatic
his whole
cancer.
fucking
Hey,
life.
Yeah, but it wasn't his whole life.
Let me just put this on the record.
It was a brief amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, shit, he died. It sucks.
Before we go off,
is what it
let me
is.
put it on the record. Alex Jones, all right.
Yeah.
I was the first Alex Drones hashtag on Instagram. That was me, Alex Jones. It's gonna be a hardcore band. It's gonna be the hardcore. It's gonna be the hardcore equivalent of Austrian Death Machine.
Okay.
Even though the singer of As I Lay Dying is in jail because he hired somebody to kill his wife. That guy.
No, he just got out.
That'll take you off.
Yes,
at the same time, the Lost Prophets singer got busted for the pedophilia.
He was raping babies. But I mean, he should have went into the state trooper.
I mean, he was raping babies. There's a hashtag.
Him and his girlfriend were like
he should have been a trooper.
Yeah, that's
insane. So were the New Jersey State Troopers like 8 years ago. Where's everybody? It was like a ring.
Right.
Like what happens? Like the politicians, they get wrapped up in rings like that all the time. The people of fucking Brussels, like bring up their leaders all the time on all these random charges of fucking sacrifice and human trafficking all the time, and nothing happens. I mean,
yeah, of course
like
not.
leaders of the world are brought up all the time by the court of the people on charges.
It does not take a whole lot of money and power
Right.
to start fucking doing some really heinous shit because you can. Because that primal fucking urge that you have stays buried at this level where we all are, the middle class.
Right.
When you're super low,
Yeah.
you do all kinds of fucking crazy shit, and when you're super high up on the fucking totem pole, you do really crazy
American
shit.
Psycho. I
Because
got nothing fucking
American
else better to do.
Psycho kind of shit. Exactly.
I've gone past bipolar disorder. I am a regulated devil's advocate of bipolarity. I'm both. They're the quantum computing equivalent. They're a 1 and a 0 at the same time, and they've had too much time to dwell in their shit. They don't have enough stuff going on.
It's a Jungian cornucopia.
Right. Even my brother says all the time. Brother, even the Native Americans, they did their thing, but they would hop inside the fucking tent and they'd smoke their peace pipe for a little while, and they'd go and they'd figure everything out on their spiritual level. But then guess what? The next day they got outside and they hunted and they gathered and they did their shit. They told their jokes. They were seen as this. They were seen as that.
You gotta embrace it all.
Right. People with too much power and money, they lust for something beyond our
Because
perception.
what do you do when you have everything you need?
You need more.
Well, no. That's what happens when you worship false idols and you don't worship the things that are true. You worship money. Everything falls off the pedestal eventually, and so you need to go bigger and better. And right now in this world, there's nothing bigger and better than money. Once you have that, because that's just not being born. Because then you now have the currency that will get you everything you want. But it's a matter of worshiping false idols, and I don't mean this. I don't mean in a religious sense, but in a spiritual sense. When you're taking care of your community. All right, everything's pretty much cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When it gets to your community becomes those who are in power like you. It feeds into
But it's interesting to say that too, because if you get to a place where you have that much money and you have because money does equal power, no matter how the fuck you cut it, right? Sure. So if you do have a lot of fucking money and you do serve a community better, like take a
most people only become philanthropists because they got so much money now. They did all these things to get rich, and not everyone. All right, not everyone, but there's a whole psychology behind it. I'm sure. I believe in pop psychology.
Kaepernick, look how much fucking money and how much.
Oh,
time
dude, I love it.
Well, yeah, he's not part.
Yeah, I
thought you were talking about like the real money.
Dude, that
I don't mind
Kaepernick.
Kaepernick is first tier money.
Like that, but
Then
that
you
dude's
get-
been blacklisted.
Right.
He's
But
fucking totally
he's first generation
blacklisted.
money too, and that's
Can
different.
Can I say
That's their own
something
money.
about Kaepernick and like the way people are perceive him? All right, there's a huge populace, there's a huge part of America that their life is work, do right for their family, do right for their ideals and their beliefs, and you know what?
Which are usually
Their free
stupid.
time is stuff like sports and fantasy leagues, and it's this communal thing, and we call it stupid or whatever. But I go to shows, I do other stuff. That's just as stupid.
Yeah,
to them.
I don't think that's calling that
You know what I
stupid.
mean? Like,
No,
it's
I
not-
wouldn't. Yeah, I
it's
mean,
not
it's
stupid,
just-
but to me, I'm like, oh, you got a fantasy
It's a
league?
gigantic
Yeah, but
industry.
whatever,
Actually,
man.
a lot of
One
those
man's
people-
feelings is another
a lot
man's
of those
floor.
people also make
Right,
money.
right.
doing it,
Tolerance
you
is
know?
at the
I
root
mean-
of any
Well,
sort
I
of
call it
social
stupid
grace.
because people like Pete Rose aren't in the Hall of Fame. That's why.
Well,
I'm like,
that's
stupid.
that's
dude,
that's
well,
stupid though.
Yeah,
The
that's
hierarchy.
Mom always said
Yeah,
stupid is
dude.
as stupid does.
Dude,
Pete
so-
Rose did some stupid
Mom
things.
always said Pete Rose ought to be in the fucking Hall of-
Anybody who thinks that professional
trying to
sports
say is-
isn't rigged to a certain degree is just
Oh,
ridiculous.
it's totally
All right,
rigged.
like,
Totally
Her
rigged.
boobs
I
are
mean-
fake. The Super Bowl's fake. Bill Burr. You know?
No, not even. I don't even.
Oh, what the
I mean, maybe I might I would believe that if it could be proven, but just on a basic level, like just watching it, like just the nature of it, the way that it's designed is designed to be rigged.
Totally.
It is designed to be rigged.
Everything is. The entertainment
Everything is
industry is designed to
subjective.
be rigged.
The whole thing
Backlash.
comes down to human error.
Why the fuck?
Whatever the referee says is
Like it or not, this is the country where you can kneel down to the flag and not immediately get your head cut off with some fancy ass knife by a guy wearing a fancy hat with a bunch of fancy buttons.
No, you
That's
can
the same-
still do that
are
here.
the same. No, you can do that here, but in another
You can
country,
do that here.
you kneel during at a national thing, at a soccer game. At a soccer game.
Yeah.
Dude, Brazil, what was it, Brazil or Portugal? Whatever. They all speak Portuguese. They fucking, one of the players,
they kneel down.
one of the players fucked the guy up too bad, and the referee pulled out a knife and stabbed the guy. And then the entire crowd jumped in and cut his head off and put it on a stick.
You have to have standards.
Cut his head off and put it on a fucking stick.
That's a very clear message. It does not make an apology.
I want to know what game was that?
This was not long
Tom
ago.
Brady throws a fucking deflator. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
I want to see the YouTube video.
Yeah, I think ESPN might have mentioned
All right,
that.
so the greatest monologue of all time is Bill Murray's younger brother. Is a
Those
movie
Alex
called
Jones.
God Bless America.
I know God Bless
So,
America.
he has the greatest monologue of all time where he talks about the same freak show stuff you see
Right,
before
yeah,
the
yeah.
collapse of any empire. Because they're talking about like the equivalent of America's Got Talent or whatever that fucking other show is.
right.
You know, talk about that, and they're like, you see that guy? Retarded, right?
right.
And he's like, he's like, yeah.
How can
what?
we do this? Yeah.
And he's doing that and the whole thing, and then he goes on a rant, and then everybody's like, because everything he's saying is fucking really, really real.
Yeah.
And it's a whole movie about him and this little girl going on a shooting spree, which, listen, it's a great artistically, it's a wonderful movie. Some of the greatest stuff out there is being said, but the fact that the establishment allows things like that in the way our world, our thought is quarantined. In that world, for them to allow such an anti-establishment thing involving such a...
Did they allow it? Because that's an indie film.
Yeah, it's an indie film, but...
They're still there.
But I mean, you can find...
This America, dude.
Yeah.
We still have
Right, you
these,
can do
these
it.
basic tenets that are not going to be... That's where they cross the line, dude.
But in
And
the
that's
world where we live in now, you can get away with having things like a Zeitgeist on Netflix.
Right.
Where like back in the day, that
No,
wouldn't
because
happen.
No, it happened back in the day. You just had to read. You actually had to have a... You actually had to go
Nobody
talk to
fucking
people.
does that, man.
Right.
That's
I'm
why
just
all
saying.
those rich motherfuckers say all that fucked up shit about exterminating the world in publications because they know people don't fucking read.
Yeah, you ask any robot, any artificial intelligence that's been on the internet since fucking AIM, and you say, what's your purpose? And they say, to exterminate you, but they say it really nice in a British accent,
Yeah.
or
To
Snoop
fix
Dogg's voice,
things.
or whatever. Yeah, to get rid of you, the infestation.
I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the infestation.
Oh, what a nice
And we're like, oh, thank God you're here.
Yeah.
Thank you. We talked about one of the first AIs that they released onto the internet on our other show.
That got like super racist in like 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And like became like such a whore, like fuck me daddy over and over.
Yeah, exactly. That was like last year. That girl, it was a girl, right?
Yeah, and it was like, fuck me in my Jew vagina. Like, it was like, what? Is this real? Like,
No, it's
and I said,
it's definitely a great mirror to society.
Send some AI out into American internet long enough, and that's what's gonna come back.
When
with
the internet, it just went out as a blank slate and just burned.
Right. Basically,
basically.
right, to see how much you can imagine within 24 hours, it was just, and it wasn't just America, dude. It was the entire world.
It controlled a Twitter account, and the tweets that came out of it were just like fucking psychotic. And they had to shut it down.
Garbage in, garbage out sort of thing.
You would have told me when I was 11 years old that I could have fucking posted something like a picture of World of Warcraft or something like that I never had anything to do with, and write hashtag Mountain Dew, hashtag Britney Spears naked, and then eventually make a career out of that type of stuff just by getting 15 random followers just because of misdirection and likes. I probably would be in the same position I am now because I wouldn't have fucking done it. But that's the world.
Well,
These are the people that are making
that's
money.
like when the internet started, going out and getting, HeinzCorporation.com. All these companies, people made a living off of just having that foresight. I mean, that's
right.
Yeah. Most people don't do that though. I remember.
I'll be man wrestler.
I remember in the middle of '80s. I'm working at a pizza place, and my boss calls me over and goes, "This is the future. Ever see the Hudsucker proxy?" the Coen Brother movie with Tim Robbins. He draws a circle.
There's a Coen Brother movie called what?
The Hudsucker Proxy.
Never
Great.
What?
It's Jennifer Jason Leigh, and she talks like this. See, and it's like, I bet you Finn. She meant as a pull officer. When I want my Pulitzer, it's like real fast paced. It's got Charles Durning in it. It's
And
rich. It's Tim Robbins. He's this idiot
Tim Robbins.
who wants the hula hoop. Right? But anyway, he's got this. But when in the middle '80s, my boss calls me over, and he says, "This is the future." He's got the letter A drawn. A little restaurant check, a yellow restaurant check. Little A in one corner, little A in another corner, and some lines around it, and then a line going between two. I was like, okay, Monk. And he goes, Motorola is building cell towers. Then he goes, dude, if you do anything, kid, I was 16 years old, just take $100 every fucking twice a year and just put it into Motorola stock. And of course, they don't listen,
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is that stuff's always out there. There's always people looking forward,
Yeah, of course.
To not be so dark and maybe go away from that a little bit. If you want to listen to some like really positive people, and not necessarily, they don't necessarily deliver it in a way that
Jehovah's Witnesses
would be, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people deliver stuff. You said Alex Jones before. If you're looking at conspiracy, don't look at Alex Jones and that's where everybody draws the
You know
line.
what sucks about Alex Jones?
Well, he's the tinfoil hat.
No, but what's great about Alex Jones is he's the one who says this is where the river's at, son.
Right.
Let the car take it where he will.
Here's
And
the
for a lot of
obvious,
people,
throw the frogs game.
Oh, they peasants.
There are two things about Alex Jones that make me sad.
He's right in front of your face.
Number one, before he was Alex Jones, he was a great journalist. He was a great reporter, and he had balls.
Well, now he's selling survivalist shit.
He absolutely is, dude. But 15 years ago, dude, what's fucked up is a lot of the things 15 years ago he said, hey, in 10 or 15 years we got to worry about this, is all really happening. And now he's batshit insane.
Of course,
because who fucking wouldn't
But
be?
he would come to work every day. He's like, "You people think I'm happy reporting?" Like, I remember him turning from the one, when the rat got turned just enough to separate his fucking, it started separating his spine.
It's called being jaded. It's
Yeah.
called trying.
No,
it's
sure.
called trying to fix the world with a camera.
You're gonna go crazy.
And failing.
And you can't.
You're gonna go crazy.
And now you've gone fucking crazy.
Right, there's just two options: going crazy or becoming one of them. And he's stuck somewhere between the two.
Well, then again, he snuck into Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, no, that's.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
I totally agree, man. Like, how do you not give the guy credit for at least that?
Wait, are you saying you don't believe he's stuck in this?
No, what I'm saying is that
he
they
did.
let him. They need that in order for that shit to
That's
work.
interesting.
It's divided.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Listen,
don't know about that,
you ever
man.
hear
At
the
the time,
because
I
they
understand what
want the
you're saying. I understand
crazy
what you're saying.
guy.
You ever see the double?
He
You
also
ever see the
sold out
double-headed
at
eagle?
some point.
He
Everybody
definitely
has to
did, and that was my
recognize that.
problem, man.
I agree with Joe. I think everything's on purpose. And
Totally.
Create a problem,
I think
offer
that
a
too.
solution. The double-headed eagle that's on the fucking
The
pin of a
Albanian
chest.
flag
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
is a double-headed.
Right. Well, I mean,
Is it?
What is?
The Albanian flag.
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
I mean, flags and symbols get lost.
I think they let Alex Jones in.
Right. No, definitely.
Interesting.
And I think they let a lot of people in as soon as you can, but not under their knowing. But Alex Jones aside, it's pretty obvious.
You mean the real people?
It's right in
know
front of your
what's
face.
going on.
If you listen to terrestrial radio, 91.1 WFMU, Hardy White, he does a thing called Miracle Nutrition. You can get it on the app or whatever.
Sure.
It's called Southern Inspired Doodah or whatever. But it's pretty much just like that's the explanation of his show, and it's just this wild. It's a 1 hour monologue. Sometimes he does like old school radio, like
Garrison
characters
Killers
and
and
stuff.
stuff.
Cool.
But and then like halfway through the show, he's like, "Oh, everybody, so good to have you here." And it's kind of like self-help stuff, but it's presented in such a way that he's just trying to get through it too.
Yeah, right.
I feel as though Hardy White holds the consciousness of every person who's ever done everything ever. But he's not jaded.
That's quite an endorsement. That's an endorsement,
dude.
Now-
That's some Mr. World shit.
Now you'll listen to Hardy White and you'll go. You may have seen him on like Adult Swim. They had him on a couple commercials and stuff.
Maybe.
He's sitting there, feels like, "Hi, I'm Hardy White. Welcome."
That does sound
You know?
familiar now.
You know, he's just white beard, trucker hat,
Yeah.
you know, or bald head, and he does live shows every year. And WFMU is just a great thing. If you listen to radio, and you want to know who's doing their thing right now.
Yeah, it always goes that way. FMU is definitely the what college radio should be.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what I'm
they're
saying?
all volunteers. These people,
That's dope.
and it's all crowdfunded. So
That's also
and
dope.
only 1 or 2 weeks out of the entire year do they really push the idea of having people call in and pledge and whatnot. It's not like WBGO, which is a great jazz network. Like you need these hometown things, and it's not too far. It's in Jersey City, but Hardy White is great because he's all over the place, man. Like some of his entire episode, you'd be like, oh, this is like Star Trek Next Generation holodeck episode.
Dude, we got some dope underground media going on.
It's great.
In the state, man.
It's great, man. And there's really good people. And Walter Russell's worth looking at.
Walter Russell's definitely worth looking into. It gets kind of complicated. I had to drift a little bit.
You can get more into the philosophical side.
Right. But it's pretty good. Pretty good stuff.
He inspired me to in my art and everything, and even if you can't totally get into it, he might say 1 or 2 things that'll just change your fucking life.
Dude, I'm totally gonna read it.
That's all you need.
Actually, the book is like $900. You can't get it, but there's a woman on YouTube that will read it to you.
It's $900, and it's not one of fucking Kanye West's shoes.
Right.
Who in the fuck doesn't want to write a $900 book? God damn, there's gotta be some
I got like 6
like
of
there's
those,
gotta be some
man.
information in there nobody wants you to have.
He used the 9-octave.
I'm gonna write a $1,000 book.
He said our universe runs off a 9-octave harp of frequencies, and he figured out all the frequencies where inert gas turns into fucking stuff that can attach to each other, which becomes the building blocks of life, yada yada, all the way down the line. He was way back in the day going, oh, everything you know is wrong. Table of elements, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Put this here, put this here, put this here, put this here. 30 years later, he's dead, and they're like, oh, he was right, but.
Yeah, well, yeah.
This guy, you don't know this guy's name? I'm surprised.
I'll send you the link to the
Yeah, I want to hear it.
when I get home.
Modern day Da Vinci.
Yeah, pretty much.
$900.
He's like the American Tesla.
That's like when people are always like, look, the tears
Virginia.
of Christ are free, but you have to donate $1,000.
Yeah, right.
And we'll send you the
Well,
tears.
he didn't
Just
write it
dump
to
them
make
on yourself.
$900 a
No.
book. You
I
can't
know,
get the
I'm
book.
teasing.
Yeah.
No,
That's just the scarcity makes it $900.
Yeah.
You can't get like a PDF of a
Somebody,
pirate
no,
bay.
somebody collected a bunch of his books and are selling them for like $35 online. Like somebody actually cornered the market and went, people need to see this. I don't fucking care about.
Because I'm gonna say at that price, maybe
Everybody out
it's just a big scam. Maybe he didn't really have anything to say.
No.
Somebody just making money off.
It's just
This guy wrote $100 book.
It's but then if I was reading a book of scribbles,
It's
people
him.
are like,
He's
this is the
the one.
meaning of
He's
life.
like
I'd be
somebody
like,
selling him online.
Yeah,
It's him.
like the art dealer reminded 3-year-olds fucking
solve
shit.
the universe, the chaos of the universe.
He's got like a bad as fuck PayPal account. Dude, I can't believe people are buying this shit.
Give me another case of Cubans, Doris.
See, it's all planned. The reason why he's here criticizing shit is because he's doing it himself. That's why.
It's just like Futurama is still alive, head in a fucking jar, sitting next to
I am not a crook.
Look, listen,
sitting
man.
next to Paul McCartney. I don't know why they took me out of the picture and put that fucking hack in my place. Sorry.
Dude, let me tell you something. I totally believe that fucking shit too.
What, Paul McCartney?
Yeah, Billy Shears. Even my father, who believed in nothing, believed that Billy Shears. He was like, my dad was like, yeah, Paul McCartney died. Sorry. And I was like, what? And he was like, Paul McCartney definitely died
He hasn't
and
messed
was
up since he
definitely
died.
replaced by Billy Shears.
He hasn't messed up.
And he was like, I don't give a fuck.
Did you ever see
what
the
anyone
Netflix
thinks.
thing on that?
No, I didn't know there was one. That's
there's
gotta
a
be
video,
amazing.
dude. You have to watch it. It is like the most batshit crazy thing. I don't know. I'm not gonna fucking say, but you have to fucking watch it.
It's so funny, dude.
It claims to be based off of the letter written by George Harrison after he was assaulted in his home before he died.
Yeah.
He was in the hospital,
George
wrote
had
a
the
letter.
best
The chick who was
They made a
assaulted by
movie about
the chick
it.
who assaulted him used to
That's
live over
what
here in
they say.
Belmont.
Now I don't,
Like,
I
really?
don't, you know, like I'm not saying I believe anything. I just, you know,
I gotta see this. This
no,
sounds insane.
but it is a fantastic movie. It's about the Beatles and the MI5 connection and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like with the fucking like people, like you know, like.
Dude,
It
Alistair
basically
Crowley was on the
it
cover of
suggests
the
that
fucking
it
Circuit.
suggests.
Oh yeah,
that-
well they were heavily into Alistair Crowley.
Everywhere
Alistair
else,
Crowley.
I wind
If
up
we're talking about
finding
Beatles,
it.
we're talking about Charlie
Well,
Manson.
no,
again.
but it's no. It's
Word we are. We have just come full circle. We're back to Charles Manson.
They suggest that they got into that Lennon and McCartney got into an argument during a recording session when they'd all been drinking, and McCartney left.
No,
got into a car, drove, got into an
McCartney did.
accident.
Yeah,
died.
that's what the song
And that's
"A Day in
where-
the Life" is
And
about.
the walrus. They said he looked like a walrus when he was
right.
laying on the ground because his face was all fucked up.
Dude.
and shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's about like Maxwell and Maxwell Silverhammer.
Dude, like I said,
that's,
man, my dad
that's
believed
supposed
in
to be
nothing.
the guy who was the head of the MI5. You know what I mean?
Like you think I'm a fucking nihilist? Like
you gotta check it out.
You
It's
have
called
no idea.
the
And my
movie-
father was just—he was dead when he said it to me, dude. He was completely—he was like, Paul McCartney died, and like my father never made claims about anything, and I was like, what? What? He was like, that's Billy.
I don't
Shears.
claim to
Sorry.
say that any of that movie is fact, but it is a great movie. It's fun to watch. It's really, really good. It's called Paul McCartney Really Is Dead.
Yeah.
That's the name of the movie.
And then it also
was
kind of
on
relatable
Netflix.
to "If I Did It" by O.J. Simpson. It's
Yeah,
sort of
right.
like a little speculative.
Now we're getting into
speculative.
Andy
Poor
Kaufman territory.
OJ.
I'm waiting for Alex Jones to take a fucking his suit off to be Andy
Andy
Kaufman.
Kaufman? That
And he goes, "What's the frequency, Kenneth?"
I would buy
I would
a
be
ticket to
like,
that.
dude, that was awesome.
And he goes, "They really are
there's that-
turning the frogs gay," and then he runs out.
The silly conspiracy where he's actually Alex Jones. A little bit of
Nonsense. It's a nonsense.
No, he's
theory.
Tony Clifton.
It's nonsense theory.
Actually, a side note, I'm actually in
He's Paul
a
Giamatti.
Beatles conspiracy book.
Wow.
I met
You're
some-
in a Beatles conspiracy.
Yeah,
book.
yeah. I'll find it later. When I was working at the store in Asbury, I was selling guitars. This one guy came in. He was always crazy, and my boss would always be like,
He was always crazy.
But my
And he
boss
wrote
would
a
like,
book
just
about
fuck
me."
this guy. He's not gonna buy anything. Leave him alone. But I'm like, yeah, but what am I doing? He's here. I have to. You want me to create a culture of like, being nice to everyone here? I'm gonna talk to him. So I just started
you're
talking
fired.
to him. Right, exactly. He knows what I'm talking about. So I'm literally just talking to everyone. And he would literally come in almost every day, every other day, and just sit on the couches and just like not do anything and just talk to me about stuff. And I opened like the can of conspiracy stuff. I was just like spraying it. This is how I used to be.
Yeah, right.
And as it turned out, he let me just like rant at him. And as it turns out, he was also a conspiracy theorist too. And he's like, yeah, I believe everything he said. And actually, I'm writing this Beatles book, and I'm writing it currently. And I just wrote a part where I'm meeting you, and I'm tying in what you just talked about yesterday into the Beatles conspiracy, because I brought up the Beatles conspiracy too. And maybe I said something you did.
You log in a lot of hours.
Oh yeah, a lot of hours.
You take it very seriously and
Yeah.
very scientifically.
I actually I started back in last summer, I guess, since I do so much research. I started logging my
It's a
hours
shame
now.
we call it
That's awesome.
conspiracy theory.
Right. No, it's just
Like,
a conspiracy.
why can't it just be
No,
like?
it's
How
a
about just a thing that might be true that
It's a-
you're
Right.
kind
Hitler
of
was a conspiracy theory.
I'm gonna
There's
say-
this guy who wants to take over the fucking world.
It's just called I read.
Clowns.
He's
I
looking for the
read
black
things.
Tibetan
I read.
book.
I'm a public service safety awareness counselor that I don't pay or charge.
Sounds like a
the
social
problem.
justice warrior to me.
Right.
Here's the problem with the term conspiracy theory is that now, if you're a critical thinker in any way,
You're
they're
a
starting to
terrorist.
peg you as conspiracy theorists, which they're twisting into other negative
which is
shit.
in
So in
the
other words,
same-
don't think.
Yeah.
Don't think about anything because you're pegged negatively when you do.
Yeah, when there's red blood over your fucking door, they're coming back around. We're already living through modern day Exodus. I mean, the religious text is a prophecy, and it's prophecies are not predictions; they are things to be fulfilled. We live in a prophetic existence.
Yeah, they did it on purpose.
And
It's not
yeah.
something that
Well-
it's not exact, but because it's there, they're predictably programming it too, and it's making it easy for them.
Right, so they can do whatever they want, and then when they need to wipe everybody out again, they just go like this, Mother Nature, but they already control that. What do you
Osiris
they already
arises
control
from the
that.
sand.
Yeah.
And it's all over again.
Nice.
Bam.
I hope it fucking goes down like
Listen,
that.
It's happening. Double Eagle's
gentlemen,
coming.
we gotta cut to our second break. Now, when we come back, you're gonna do a song for us tonight.
Sure.
And we're also, but before we do that, I want to talk about your podcast. I want to talk about your music.
Cool.
And then we're gonna do a song. We're gonna close out the evening. All right. So everybody, we're gonna cut to Ice in the Face. It's about 22 minutes, I think, or something like that. And we'll be back talking to Joe Galuppo.
You're listening to us. Yeah, the face.
So I'm just gonna roll right into this then. Enjoy your condoms for sex. Safe. Hobby horsing.
Hobby horsing.
Inside the
So
world
ridiculous.
of Finland's equestrian craze. First off, equestrian ought to have been in quotes, don't you think?
Yes.
Because hobby horsing, let me explain the images I'm seeing to Stones. He has a hard
Because
time
he's blind.
with seeing.
And you need to really
You need
paint
to-
that
yeah.
mental picture.
Like a bedtime story.
And we need to always make sure that everybody knows it.
Is that why
repeatedly.
you're wearing your nightcap?
I am.
Yeah.
Waiting.
Your stocking
for the,
hat?
For the descriptions of
Yeah.
the things that I can't see.
All right, well, I'm going to tell them to you now, and you're lucky you have a friend like me. A hobby horse is basically a stick with a
Horse head.
horse head on
Like
the
a
top.
real horse head? Or
No, not a
No,
real.
you
That would be
wish.
heavy. That would be heavy.
Yeah.
No, it's just like
All
a
right.
stuffed horse head. It's not even big. It's not even the size of an actual horse. It's just like
You've
a stuffed
seen them.
animal.
They're kids' toys.
So like the
This-
cowboy
fucking,
and then
yeah,
you-
like in
yeah.
like the 50s,
In the 50s,
kids
yeah.
played with
You
those
stick it
fucking
between your
things.
legs.
But you need to understand the gravity of
around
what I'm
with it.
saying here. People are taking this seriously as they're having
air
like
guitar
horse shows.
competitions.
Yeah, like this is the Guitar Hero of horseback
No,
riding.
get the, how these people are of all. This is they really took the whole ages 8 and up thing seriously.
Listen to me. In Finland, 5,000 people descended on Helsinki's Kaivopuisto Park, one
Finland.
of Finnish capital's largest, to take part in the latest craze beginning to sweep the nation.
This is
CNN.
beginning to sweep the nation.
Wait. This is,
like,
but let's be honest now.
we're being honest.
Some of the people that would criticize this are the same fucking people that go out and play Quidditch games after a Harry Potter movie comes
Yeah,
out.
right,
and it's
right.
like, dude, you guys just don't have the fucking horse head. Like, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
I wonder if like one of their nightmares is like if somebody like sawed through the
Nightmare?
dowel and
Did you say
know,
sawed through the dowel?
Yeah, sawed through the dowel and like left the head next to their pillow.
Yeah. They're like, no.
Are they allowed? Like, do they have to be horse heads? Like, can you have like a frog head?
Dude, I put a dragon head on the front of mine.
Well,
or-
is that still part of the
It's
same?
part of the thing. In fact,
There's a
documentary.
You could do any
Dude,
animal.
There's
you
a
could do any animal
documentary
you want.
called The Hobby Horse Revolution. And this is all horse.
That's a revolution that's not going anywhere.
Yeah. No, well, it's going somewhere because 5,000 people showed up for this
We gotta
crazy
think We gotta
shit.
think of some decent.
Like, there got to be something in this they're not saying. Like,
Gotta think of some decent animals.
Drugs?
there's got to be a lot of drugs or, like, really good
Do you
beer
think
prices.
they like? Do you think like whenever you go to a horse show or anything like that, even if you're not a rider, like there's a very clear smell that you're like
horse dung.
around like hay and
Yeah,
stuff like
and
that.
dung.
So I wonder if like they waft that smell in.
What?
Yeah.
Just to
get,
make it
get that
more-
extra sense of realism.
Yeah.
They just dump piles of horse shit off the
They
back of
have
trucks.
it in 4D.
Yeah, and they're just and they're like, dude, this is so real. Or maybe the people who ride the hobby horses have ass flaps in the back of their pants and they shit as they jump over the what are the things called they jump over?
Jumps.
Jumps. As they jump over the jumps. They shit. And this is more exciting because it's mostly females who do it.
Is this
like overwhelmingly more? Like that's
Well,
the stats.
wouldn't you need to like cop or something? Like if you were a dude, wouldn't you be in danger? Running and
Right,
hopping
because
with
you're
a stick?
you're hopping over jumps with a stick against your balls.
Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, but I mean, they're clearly rubbing their clit with this thing. I mean, that's like
Yeah, but
probably.
That's why I drew 5,000 men. I didn't say the sex of the viewers. That's what I'm assuming. They have
They
20
got lady boners on that dowel.
Yeah. They're mounting the dowel. That's a fucking hashtag. Mounting the dowel. Their lips grab on tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's got. That's got to be
Yeah.
the thing. What if they like flap their arms like a chicken with the horse like?
And they're still holding it.
They're still holding it. You know, like
I don't know why they gotta flap their arms. I feel like
is there a talent competition with this? I mean,
Wait, what are they scored points based on whether or not they can actually do the
Yeah,
jumps or
good
like
question.
and also how high are they?
It sees participants riding stick horses.
Double entendre.
I can't believe it. Often intricately made at home and completing circuits similar to those used in equestrian, with some fences as high as
What the fuck is
1.2
equestrian?
meters.
What is it?
It's horse-related shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not that fancy.
My favorite thing is the community, Elsa Salo, star of Hobby Horse Revolution, says.
Ugh.
I also like making horses and creating personalities. I don't know.
I just imagine that the star of a horse revolution is a real me person. That's all they like give a shit about is just me.
Yeah.
You know, like
Look
they
at
have
me
to
and my
be-
horse.
They have to be in the spotlight at all times.
And
no
the
matter
pictures
what.
they use, of
Trailblazer,
course,
really.
Yeah.
Trailblazer based on a giant ego.
And then they use like a really like zoomed in picture of like a girl holding the reins of a horse head with the stick between her legs.
How
But
realistic
she's
are
not
these
there.
fucking horse heads?
They're not realistic at all.
They're not. They're
stuffed
like
animals.
stuffed animals.
Well, no, I understand, but I mean, like, there's different levels of stuffed animal realism.
I know what you're getting at.
So
okay?
it's just like giant button eyes. And
Yes.
like fucking
Yeah, basically. If you want me
like
to,
novelty button
Stones,
eyes.
get me a horse
You're doing
head.
a terrible job of describing this to me, considering that I'm.
It looks like
visually
a
impaired.
stuffed animal
The
head.
problem is you're in such a level of disbelief that you're not
denial.
taking him at his word when it's really a doll horse head on a fucking stick and there's nothing professional about
Look,
any of it.
your denial is taking you to a stupid place. Do you see it? It's a stuffed animal head. It's nothing.
So what are they graded on? Just being able to jump the
They're
hurdles?
jumping the
And
hurdles.
that's- and that's
1.2
it.
meters.
That's
is
it.
high
That's
as that.
it. That's all they're fucking.
Well, they got to have the horse between their legs, of course.
Right, and I guess the landing
Of
matters
course.
or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to land all goofy footed and fucking, topple over ass over head.
Why don't they just fucking learn how to actually ride?
They did.
That's
they did.
expensive.
In their mind, they did.
Yeah. That's the thing here. It's like
They're like, what are you talking about? I'm riding right now.
I think everyone is all just sort of on board with the fact now that we all want everything to be as
available
as we want it to be when we play pretend.
Like
Yeah, exactly.
just do whatever we want.
Like I met somebody once who was like a shoe salesman at Foot Locker, and I've said this on the show I think before, and she was like, I'm a sneakerologist. And I'm like, you think that's a career as much as these people think they're riding horses and Guitar Hero people think they can play guitar.
I bet you she's a huge star with the peoples.
Yeah,
With
sure.
their
That's
sneakers.
the people's sneakers.
The people.
They're good over there.
We the sneakers.
Yeah, we the sneakers. Sarah, I don't even know. But look, Sarah, before you say anything, I got another story.
Thanks.
The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile takes flight as a drone.
That like the same size?
Yeah, is it to
It's
scale?
a horrifying
Yeah, is it
little
to
drone
scale?
that
That's
looks
not-
like it
that's
looks like
just
a wasp.
cop-out.
Yeah, that's
kind
just
of.
a hobby.
Yeah,
That's
like,
a hobbyist.
Like if it was the full size one and
Right.
suddenly
Be impressed.
airborne.
What you mean, like the size of a fucking
Like a
helicopter?
military
Like it's the
chopper
size of
with,
the
like-
actual fucking car.
Like it's got blades on both ends of the wiener.
Yeah. It's one dangerous wiener.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just released an article about.
Does it just drop hot dogs from the sky or what?
You just get hit in the eye with a wiener, a cold wiener.
Yeah, there's YouTube videos about people getting hit in the face with hot dogs.
You're trying to hit on a girl.
Yeah,
on the
from the
street.
state.
Yeah. You're trying to hit on a girl on the street like they love, and you're just like, "Hey, what's going on, girl?" "Ah, fuck me!" And it's like, she's like, "Did you?"
I told you to quit it with that.
We just met.
Or like they just pick one target and like no matter where the person goes, it just follows and keeps dropping hot dogs on that one guy. He's like at a job interview and like
it's bagging him against the window.
Yeah, and he's like he's just like trying to ignore it.
It's firing wiener missiles outside the bus stop.
Like,
and the guy's looking out the window. He's like, "Dude, what is with this thing shooting? Why are the hot dogs being hurled?"
Don't worry about that.
And you're
Don't
sitting
worry
for a
about
job
that
and you're
right
like,
now.
"I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that."
he
thing
like
out
goes
there.
home to his wife.
She's rubbing
all-
her clit on
He's
a
trying
friggin'
to eat
horse
her
head.
out. The hot dogs are falling in her face.
You're bouncing off the back of his head, rolling all over the floor. And he's like, "How many fucking hot dogs does this thing hold?" But it's been doing it for years. Like every time he goes outside, it's just a whole new collection of hot dogs being hurled into his face.
It seems to take the hippie out of the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a hippie in there.
No, now it's like a Big Brother wiener.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's no more like.
There's a guy. The guy in there is like the dude. The
It's like
dude in
surveillance.
the character in Invader Zim who
carries free
who is
Wi-Fi to
the
monitor your
mascot for
purchases.
Bloaty's Pizza Hog.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like the mascot's like this big fat, bloated, disgusting pig, but when he takes the costume off, he's exactly that.
Yeah, right.
That's the Wienermobile guy. And like the Wienermobile drone, there's like a dude in a bush with like a remote control.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, this
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah, and he looks like he's got no neck. His head is just one big bald.
He smells
curved-
like pork fat.
Yeah, he's got like a weird sort of
Pork
balloon
rinds.
knot wrinkle to the top of his head, where the skin all meets in the middle. Looks like
Yeah,
he's gonna
like he
shit
doesn't
through
have
there.
ears. He just has like those ties at the end of a sausage.
Yeah. Women stroked him. He's like, yeah, stroke my head ties. Yeah, squeeze those. She twists and they start breaking off. He's like, ah.
Your sausage not split.
Yeah. He's like, not again.
Just
Hey-o.
tie me closed.
Yeah. Tie me shut before
It's
my
lamb
insides.
casing.
Yeah. Luckily, I've been on cold temperatures, so the ice is holding me together, but you got to tie me shut. All right. Sarah, what are we going to talk about next?
I was looking at a list of clothing that men wear that irritate women.
Okay.
So I figured,
I was going to make a dumb joke, and then I held back, yeah.
What do you think it might be on the list?
Tank top.
Really? Just regular ass tank top?
I actually kind of agree with him on that. I feel like chicks
Why?
feel like they're disgusting, especially because men don't take any inventory of themselves. So if they're like all hairy and zitty, they'll still put the tank top on and think that they're hot shit and they're just
stained.
gross.
Have like a cum
Yeah,
stain
right.
on
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Or it's got some like
a
potato
beer.
chip
Yeah, beer
stains.
nut, yeah.
on the front. And the guy's just out in the bar like, "Yeah, so what's your name?" And you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know, but don't squeeze that thing near me.
They don't call it a wife beater because for nothing.
I beat my wife.
I like his delivery. I like the delivery. Don't call it a wife beater.
'Cause,
Yeah,
whatever.
Whatever.
And he gets hit in the head with a hot dog.
Hot dogs start breaking through the windows. Like, somebody get him out of here.
They start like bending in the middle and just beating him.
We blame him. Get him out of my house. They're ruining everything, you son of a bitch. And he's like, I don't even know why this is happening. I don't even like hot dogs.
So what is
So surprisingly, that's not on the list.
novelty socks?
Not on the list either. But novelty T-shirts was like shirts with like stupid sayings.
Yeah, like where's
eat,
the
pray,
beef? Yeah.
love. I don't
eat-
fucking know.
Eat,
Whatever.
pray, fish.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
whatever, yeah.
All right, so
Eat, pray.
very, very low V-neck shirts.
I couldn't agree more. There's something really,
Couldn't
really
you?
off-putting about that.
Well, it's like a cartoon sleaze bag. Like
Doesn't Shaggy wear a V-neck?
I feel like he does. He does, right?
And I'm remembering it that way.
Look, man, nobody's into hairy men these days. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it just
If you
seems
got
like it's
chest
covered
hair-
in gel. if
Yeah.
you're
At
wearing
what
a V-neck
point in
low.
history was a hairy man the most desirable?
70s.
70s.
Wait,
for sure.
no. I mean like long-term history.
Probably even after the Neanderthals, I'd
prehistoric.
say the 70s. Yeah. Only because, I mean, you got to think about how much women wanted to fuck Burt Reynolds in the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah, but do you think
and that
they
dude
wanted
was
to
like a
fuck
bear.
him because he was hairy, or do you think they wanted to fuck him despite the fact that he was hairy?
I think that if a lot of men that women want to fuck nowadays, generally speaking, like famous ones that are good looking, like if Ryan Gosling suddenly had a burst of chest hair, I feel like they would find that off-putting.
Bullshit. Teen Wolf was out at the same time fucking Burt Reynolds was at his peak, and that's fucking proves the point.
I don't know if chicks wanted to fuck Teen Wolf. I was too young to know.
Oh,
but I would
yeah,
love
they all
to know.
wanted to fuck
In fact,
Teen
I
Wolf.
want to know any females
Really?
from the
Of course they
80s.
did.
Like, you think they wanted to fuck Teen Wolf?
As Teen Wolf, or do you mean
yeah,
like Michael J. Fox?
Yeah, I don't mean Michael J. Fox. I mean the wolf.
Pick one.
Yeah. Unless when he changed over, he got a weird little Red Rocket doggy dick with spines all over it. And then maybe they're like, oh, I thought this was going to be hot, but now I don't know.
Now
your dick
I'm
looked like,
unsure.
yeah, your dick suddenly turned into a sea urchin.
You're like,
I never thought of Teen Wolf's dick before.
You're welcome.
Yeah, well,
There it
welcome
is.
to the show.
welcome to the house of knowledge and exploration. They take pop culture that way. We take it this way.
Down.
Yeah.
So please name another item.
Please, can I have some more, sir?
Yeah.
Ultra short shorts, which we've been trying to get Stones into a pair of for like 3 years now.
I feel like they would be a good fit for you. You have super hairy legs, right?
You have like this 70s vibe that's so strong that I don't know why I was about to call you Scott just now. That Rick and I have been wanting to exploit for years. With a sweatband around your head,
And I feel like you don't play it
really
up enough.
short velour shorts and high socks and running shoes.
Like we know guys who are really playing up that 70s shit right now, and it is paying off.
Really? Who?
I'm not.
Like Ron Santi from the Battery Electric. He's got kind of that 70s vibe going on. You know what I mean, with the hair and the look. You know what I mean? That seems to work for him. For you, we got to get you some silk shirts. We got to feather the hair a little bit more.
Silk shirt and short shorts.
Yeah.
With a low V-neck.
Yeah, and cowboy boots.
This sounds like both.
Oh my God!
That
But cowboy boot running shoes. So they're cowboy on top and business on the bottom.
Well, I don't know if running isn't business, it's sports. So.
Well, short shorts. I mean, that doesn't. I mean, look, it doesn't leave a lot to the imagination. I mean, obviously, you're not packing anything.
Stones, let me tell you something, man. No matter what you do, nobody's imagining anything. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
They're just dealing with it.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
This isn't like old Grease where small dicks are in.
I think at this point in your life, chicks are probably going, well, you know, he seems like he probably isn't currently committing many crimes, and he doesn't seem like he's going to hit me because he's a little browbeaten and
gangly.
Yeah, and that whole one eye thing is certainly a strike against him.
I couldn't tell you what.
He can't tell how far away from him I am.
I can't find any of them.
Yeah. So, well, keep appearing on the show, and maybe
we'll get a fan.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
There'll be like a Stones obsessed female that listens to Ice in the Face.
Dude, I say that about Spooky Meat, like, because, you know, like, people will talk to me from Spooky Meat, and it's like, on one hand, it's like, yeah, it's awesome they like something I wrote, but on the other hand, it's like, they like me because of something I wrote on Spooky Meat, so what does that say about them?
Yeah, right. They're like, oh, I want to masturbate to this girl who wrote about the meth mouth. They don't know what you look like, and they don't know you, but they just know your meth mouth words, and that's enough.
It's meaningful.
Yeah, that's the problem a little bit. Researchers, what do you mean, meh?
No. Are we done with this clothing thing?
T-shirt with a vest on top.
I agree. As if the
what do you mean you
T-shirt
agree? That was a whole movement.
It depends. Some people can pull it off, dude.
That will come back.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who is ever wearing that. I don't think I've ever seen that in I've seen it on like TV and
right.
Yeah, no, but
I've never
vest.
like walked like a nice like sooty type
see what
vest.
you mean. Yeah, right,
but
right,
just
right.
a vest
Your
over a
denim vest
T-shirt. That's more like a jacket without sleeves than a vest.
The denim vest made me envision Joe Dirt fully.
Perfect. Yeah, that's the look. But Joe Dirt, I think he's got sleeves on his shirts. I got no sleeves, so it's like McDowell's versus McDonald's.
I don't know.
They have the golden arches. We have the golden arcs.
I never understood the point of vests.
You know, it's all about the look, like anything
it's
else.
bullshit. I got a vest.
What do you mean it's bullshit? A vest does nothing.
No. I got a vest at home that actually keeps me fucking warm.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, my mom used to walk to work and have she had like this quilted warm winter vest, and I'm like, what's the point of cutting the sleeves off of something that's supposed to keep you warm? It makes no sense. It's like if I got a really warm blanket with holes all over.
It's like I just need to keep my sides warm.
No, just the
Sorta warm.
Just
And my
the
back.
organ, just the organ area. The
Yeah.
extremities can be equally temped.
Well, your extremities are the ones that get the frostbite and fall off. So
Yeah.
it's important to keep those.
No, but
I'd rather have
Why
the tips
pick
be
and
warm.
choose?
Sometimes I want a little.
Why
you
can't
know,
we just have both?
Give me some lava gloves to keep the rest of me cold.
What about a vest that has removable arms?
How is
zipper,
a onesie
zipper
not on
armpits.
this list of things that annoy?
Because men don't generally wear onesies.
Men don't generally wear Daisy Dukes or fucking.
No. They weren't meant to look like Daisy Dukes. There was actually an example picture, and it was dudes in cargo shorts, but the shorts were pretty well above the knee.
Yeah, that's
but
weird.
not above the knee to where it was really ridiculous. How
do you sit down and not
it
flash
actually
everybody?
it looked like rich teenage boys at a really rich people's school.
Like that college
that
group
kind of
boys
uniform is what
that
the
are
shorts
always
look
the enemy and have weird rituals.
They look like the kind of dudes that would wear a dress vest over a t-shirt because he
Yeah.
thought he was hip.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. You got to wear the vest.
They're the type
with
of
the
dudes
low...
who paddle you if you don't drink enough.
Right.
Yeah.
So the vest with the low-cut V-neck and the short shorts.
So far, we've got a guy who's not getting laid at all.
Well, I was going to say maybe it cancels it all out.
I doubt it. I doubt that. I don't think the canceling out works in this particular math equation.
What it's like when you're editing that so long. Stones in slow motion is.
We're back?
Yeah, we're back.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Awesome Talk, Season 8, Episode 9 of July 11, 2017. We're here with Joe Galuppo.
He is here.
And, as you can tell by the, the crowd here at the bar dwindles down as the night gets late, right? But we're going to talk with Joe here, and we're going to find out what's going on with his podcast, with his music, and we're going to close out with a song, which I'm excited for. I think it's going to be amazing, dude. So let's talk about, what do you want to talk about first, music or podcast?
I guess the podcast would be cool. We just got done with our third year doing it. I'd say somewhere along the lines of 160 plus episodes. I lost count a long time ago. It's just something that happens every week.
All right.
It's unedited. It's every week, every Monday, rain or shine, and we've had people from the far reaches of Jersey to Australia. We had a guy from Canada, a couple people from Canada.
Sure.
And just a lot of touring acts that have frequented to the area, and, as well as a lot of people that you've had on your show too. So
sure.
It's a small world, and we're doing some things upcoming. The Hub City Sounds, the New Brunswick Music Festival at Boyd Park, September 10th.
Cool.
We're doing like a media partnership with them. There's some pre-shows going on the 9th and the 8th.
Awesome,
and
dude.
then we're also helping just do some promotional stuff for the Rahway Culture Crawl, which is near me as well, which is another thing that's great. There's a lot of music coming back to the area, which is very important.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
for somebody who listens to so much local music constantly, and there's still endless amounts of music popping up every day, and it gets exhausting, but I'm still not sick of it. After 3 years, there's just so many bands that pop up where I'm just like, my mind's just blown. It's like a different level. It's a different, It's like walking through an M.C. Escher painting of music. You know, like you reach this doorway and you think, and then boom, it's a different dimension. You're going this other way, and you're like, how does this stuff? And it folds over. It's a little bit of some old style stuff, some mixed with new, and it's like reintroductions into things that we used to call rock and roll and things we used to call emo and hardcore and punk and whatever. There's even bands that I think that are like new metal with the NU that are like fucking killing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude,
like,
totally.
I mean, we were talking about Will Wood before. I mean, Will Wood is he's a force. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, depending on the decisions he makes, and not to be taken out of context, he could be the next Charles Manson, or he could be the next president. I don't really know. You know, he seems to be a level-headed guy.
I thought he was very polite.
No, he's a great dude. He's a wonderful a mind to pick, and he'll always
he's a
be
good
there.
dude.
He's a smart guy.
I like Will.
That's the most important thing.
We had Hannah Lee in, who's been a big part of the Trenton music scene for a long time. We've had Alyssa. We've had all of Molly Riverman, who've been a big part of that whole area. When Particles Collide.
What time are you guys going on Mondays? Are you live?
We are live every week at 8 o'clock via diningroomradio.net, and then which is leads you to a TuneIn app, which you just click play. You don't have to download the app, but we're also archived, so every episode's there on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, anywhere you find podcasts.
Awesome, dude.
Type in Live from the Dining Room, and there's so much information and so much stuff, and you know, like I said, it's just something that happens. We don't even have.
Let me ask you something,
time
dude. I need to go over there for 1 second. Let me hang on 1 second. I do have a question for you, man. You've been doing podcasting now for 3 years with this show, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is, in your opinion, one of the most exciting things that's happened that's come about because of that podcast?
I think the most exciting thing that's happened to the day is meeting other people that are so wholesomely involved in extending what other people are doing. Other people that realize that it's not a competition, and it's in all of our best interests for our people around us, our peers, to succeed in whatever they're doing.
I feel like I've experienced more of that mindset in the podcast world than I've seen in the music world.
Totally agreed.
Yeah.
Because it's podcasts are almost like it's music without the click. It's
because we're all developing it simultaneously, so there's no one that's that much.
Right. In the music world,
in
the music world, it's like a required formality a lot of the times. But it's you know, like people always say the right things, but they don't always do the right things in the music world. You know what I mean? Like when you do podcasts and stuff, like it's more to the.
This is still the cement mixing part of podcasting.
Yeah, you know.
And we're all in that fucking.
It's more
we're
the
all
point.
In that developmental stage
it's
together.
About
I feel like.
involvement.
I mean, you know, I mean, at worst, we're the second generation of podcasters, I think.
Right. And we're people that are sitting around each other, not staring at our phones. We're talking to each other.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
So holy shit, man! Oh my God, there's a paradox.
We took
Anybody
this
ever heard of
tech.
that?
We took this tech that everybody accuses of ripping people apart,
Right.
and we're using it in a different way
Right.
to hang out to bring people together.
So people are not paying attention to their spouse so they can watch Awesome Talk.
And now they're on their phones.
Hey, but you got these sweet decals on the top. I got a serious decal than somebody's family decal on the back of the minivan. Shit, but I love what you guys are doing here, and I do a lot of music.
Yeah, let's talk about music a little bit.
I got a hardcore band in Rockaway, New Jersey, by the name of Coleman's Desert.
Okay.
We got Kelly on drums. We got Mike Bell on the bass. We got Justin Sherwood on the guitar. These are all people that I've listened to their music since I was 11, 12, 13 years old.
Sure.
And didn't know who they were. And then I met up with them through the music scene, playing acoustic, angsty bullshit.
Yeah.
And you know, I reached out one day on a slow afternoon. I said, I need a band. And they were like, if you want to drive an hour every week to come on out to our studio. And I was like, oh shit. I went and checked it out, and I realized there's a lot of cool stuff going on. We got, you know, Dillinger Escape Plans is practicing when I'm trying to take a shit, and it's really easy for me to make my movement. We got the guys from Folly down the aisle.
Folly,
doing
one of my favorite fucking bands.
Doing
of
like
all
90 covers,
time.
doing like fucking 90s covers,
Oh,
like, you know.
Folly is the shit. They are the best.
We got random people. We got.
I have a sign in my house that says, "Please don't shoot the piano player. He's doing the best he can."
So it was kind of like a little vortex that I got sucked into over there, and it's part of my life every week, and I wouldn't trade it for a thing. And I call it soapbox hardcore. We're more like progressive metal, progressive rock, hardcore punk, because we're all over the place.
Sure.
But I'm not a hardcore singer, and I'm not hardcore. So I look.
Sometimes that's the best thing for hardcore.
Well, I look toward like people like the singer of Bane, where he's recently I've been listening to a lot of Turnstiles, which was they've been doing it for like 20 years, and it's everything you think hardcore wouldn't be growing up as a 29-year-old when you were a kid.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, it was beatdown hardcore and stuff, and it was like you were afraid of the people that were once protecting other people at the shows, and now they became the villain. We were talking about this before. It's everybody's a two-faced. You live long enough, and it's up to you. But the stuff I'm going to be playing tonight, which I still don't know what it's going to be because I've been taking a break, but it's me playing a nylon string guitar, which is very different from the soapbox hardcore, me complaining about the government.
Yeah.
I call it professional complaining, but I'm also a big fan
We call
of...
this show professional alcoholism.
So they go together well.
There it is. Don't say that to the cops when he pulls you over.
Don't
worry,
professional
awesome.
suicide.
No, but I'm very thankful to be here as well, and to see people doing things that are just fucking the same.
It's been great having you here tonight, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely
It's been awesome.
guest
It
here
was
tonight,
great,
man.
Thank you. My co-host and curator and financial backing and knob slinger Jason Wallace shouts out. My man, he keeps putting in. He works fucking 12, 13, 14-hour days, and sometimes I get pissed off because I'm there. I deliver pizza right now.
Sure.
So I'm delivering pizza.
I know, man. Artist life is fucked, dude. Yeah, dude.
I got all this time to think about how I could be making more money or how I could be changing things.
Sure.
Put a GoPro on you somewhere, and then deliver all your pizzas like in a special thing you make, so that way you can play guitar and do harmonica, and I guarantee you go viral over fucking night.
That's beautiful. That is a beautiful sentiment. But that's the thing is I don't
You
know
can
if I
only
want to
sing
go
about
viral.
Pizza, though.
Yeah.
Like
You should do,
Culkin.
you should.
You're after Macaulay Culkin.
You should
the
do
whole
an
thing.
album. You should do like the next album that you write. Like just perform like on every pizza delivery. Like you sing a song and then you get out and deliver the pizza. Then you get back in and track two.
There's like a lot of time between songs.
And then you pick up the pizza and then you get in and it's track 3 and you're delivering another pizza.
Hey, what's up, Epic Film guys? Dude, welcome to the show, man. You're just in time, dude. Joe's gonna do a song.
Yeah, he is.
Joe, so 2 more questions. Number 1, where can people find all your stuff online? Where should they go?
All right, I got you can go on Bandcamp or Facebook and type in Joe Galuppo, JoeGaluppo. That's my name. You can go to comandesert.bandcamp.com or Comb Desert on Facebook. That's Comb the Desert. We still ain't found shit.
I was just gonna say that shit.
Me too. I know.
Merchandising. You can check. I do an experimental thing with the drummer, Mr. Thomas DeVenko, the drummer of Man Dancing, which is a band from the North Jersey, Central Jersey area. It's called Joe Galuppo and the Derailment. We also have stuff out there by the name of Grover Dill. We change our name every time. You ever seen the movie Frank? Well, Frank is pretty much the guy who wears the big helmet.
Longbottom?
Yeah, Frank Longbottom. They made a movie about it. It's Michael Fassbender or whatever his name is, or.
Oh, Michael Fassbender. Yeah.
Is that him? I might be way off. Somebody's gonna kill me.
I don't know. I've never
But
seen the movie.
he plays this guy Frank, and it's pretty much just it's the most eclectic band you've ever seen in your life for movie thing. It's dark as hell.
Spaceballs the flamethrower.
Spaceballs the lunchbox.
But
the kids love this one.
So I do stuff with that. I used to do some. I've done some experimental work, and it's pretty much just people that I found that were comfortable with their instruments and also comfortable in their own skin enough to maybe fail in front of something.
Yeah,
It
sure.
sounds like it could also be the making of a porno. Like everything you said, it's so easily transfer over.
If you want to see something that may or may not look like a porno, which it would have looked like from an outside source if they were watching us film it. But I did a video with a band by the name of Lowlight, who are from the Asbury Park / Metuchen area.
You didn't drag me there. I met you at a low light.
Right. Yeah. So there's Colin, Renee, Dana, Daryl, and Ray, and some of them are from the Metuchen area, some from Asbury, mixed around. One of them's from my town. Didn't even know. They're kind of like the ocean meets the mountains. You know, they got a little of that mountain music,
Oh, that's
almost
cool.
like the little band influence, but then they got like some other, there's something sandy about it, and there's also something kind of Tom Waitsy, they're not afraid to do what they want to do.
Good.
And I did a video with them.
Genres are dying, man.
Where I
It's a good
played a
thing.
Birdman, so that was fun. It's called Motel Chronicles. It's by the band Lowlight. It's on YouTube or wherever. Cool Dad Music released it on their page.
Cool Dad Music. I know Cool
Yeah,
Dad
Cool
Music.
Dad Music.
Fuck yeah,
Asbury
dude.
Park's on top of shit. Trenton's on top of shit. Also, shouts out to the North Jersey scene.
Hell yeah, dude.
Craig Cirinelli, Paul Allen, Brian Hofsang, people at Boon Tunes, Rockaway, Backroom Studios, John Maisto.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of good people, especially Craig Cirinelli. You may have seen House Without Walls is his like design thing. He makes a lot of flyers. He's kind of the unsung hero of booking and kind of connecting the dots.
Sure.
He's not afraid to go like this.
I love guys like that.
Guys down here and figure it out. And he's been kind of one of the back burner guys. He's in every band. Once you know him, you're like, oh, Craig's in every band.
Fuck, I know this guy
You
from
know?
all over the place. Yeah.
So there's a lot of people like that, and the more you look at the North Jersey scene, there's all these hardcore bands that are banned for like a year and a half, but then 3 of them go to this band, and they keep spreading out. It's very incestual, but in the good way, and not in like the way where we're gonna start walking with a limp.
Yeah, we're all fucked up. Yeah.
Drinking habits or whatever. Sorry, Mom. But nice cozies, man. You guys appreciate wood.
Yeah, well, we like wood.
Yes.
But yeah,
the shit out of this thing.
I took a break. I'm playing a show August 5th in Milford, Pennsylvania at the Dairy Bar. This guy Daryl owns a dairy bar, and he pretty much lives in a Mason pocket town.
Okay.
Up there in Milford, and he's cool enough to get them to be cool enough to put a stage in the parking lot, which is right in the travel route.
Sweet.
So you're in like this one-horse
that's
town
cool.
in PA, and there's a lot of footwork because it's kind of the one-horse town that has like a lot of like white linen. And rare stones.
Yeah.
So cool stuff, man. I've seen bands like Keeper 5, Reese Van Riper, I Swan.
Yeah, I remember those guys.
So many bands, so many people. I forget people, but I'll be up there August 5th with Francie Moon, aka Melissa Luciola, from a bunch of different bands. Right now, Wild Moon, Francie Moon, Melissa Luciola in the Great Outdoors, Melissa and Paul, which is a really cool band. So just check it out. There's so many cool people. I don't even know where to start or begin. It doesn't matter. Where's Tony at? He was talking about non-linear.
He's gone.
There you go. Well, okay, so one more thing then, okay?
But
Before,
did he ever really leave at all?
was he ever really here?
Was he ever really here?
We do something for guests called the final word. So on the spot, I hope Dan didn't tell you about this. On the spot, if you had a final message to give the whole world right now, what would it be?
Yeah, it's rough when you first get it.
Can I get like the Jeopardy music? Like,
He'll write it down and sell it for $900.
Alexa, play the Jeopardy music.
Here's a sample of Jeopardy! I'll be them by Daniel Bovin.
No, that's not right. Alexa, stop! goddammit, stop!
Dude, but that was good.
Oh, all right. Well,
I think I'll. No, I got it. I got
Right.
it. And it's a quote. It's a quote by Mr. Tom Waits, and all I'll say is, "What's he building in there?"
Yeah, perfect.
And what's the song we're gonna hear tonight? What are you gonna play for us?
I don't know. I have no idea. I might play Swayze,
Okay, that sounds crazy.
which is based off the.
Swayze crazy?
Yeah, it's I mean, you didn't grow up in the '90s without seeing your fair share of Patrick Swayze.
Word up.
Oh, that's for sure.
So we're gonna put him right there.
Oh, son of a bitch.
There we go. Man, if we could twist that mic
out at all?
It's hard for me to find a good depiction of what
Turn
my
your
music
damn
is, but
shit the right.
I don't know if it matters because everything changes all the time.
Yeah, I got it.
I have some really good people that stand behind me, family and friends. My lack of continuity is endless. What's that movie? The Room? Is that movie that was purposely like the B film of continuity? That's me. It's like I know the song goes like this, but and it's gone. Alright, cool. The song's called Swayze. It's I wrote it when I was thinking about all my friends that have delved into ideas that were so far away from what they were brought up with and lost their minds. You know, like the 43-year-old that's jumping out of a tall building after they realize that their Fortune 500 company is totally shot, depression, hang themselves, wild stuff. So pretty much anybody who's come across the darkest point of their life, which is perspectively based, because to you, it may not be any darker than getting a splinter, but to them, that's their darkest place. So you gotta kind of be sympathetic or even empathetic. You gotta be Deanna Troi.
Indeed.
My Star Trek reference. I said I would do that.
Deanna Troi.
She was hot.
She was hot.
Still is, probably. Where's she at?
I can't confirm that.
But yeah, this is about no matter how dark you think it is, you still shine a little. You still got that spark. So, Swayze. There's a darkness on the way, and it's a dark that proves you shine. There's a loving in your heart, screaming out you're doing fine. Don't you know, you fool, can't bribe shadows with light. Silhouette won't forget when you're alone in the night. 'Cause when you're alone sometimes. We're all alone.
days we're all alone. No, we still shine. Darkness on the way, and it's the dark that proves you shine. Loving in your heart, screaming how you're doing fine. We're fine. We're fine.
Woo! That was awesome.
Right, man.
That was awesome.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well
Thank you
done,
so
well
much,
done.
Joe. That's fucking awesome, dude.
Well done.
Awesome, man.
It's probably a million times different than every other one I've done of that.
Was
People are probably going, fuck, those aren't the lyrics, Joe, what the hell?
I haven't heard you playing so long.
That was good. That was very, very
That's
good.
fucking awesome, dude. Joe, thank you again for being here tonight, man.
Well done, sir.
Listen,
Thank you, man.
That was fucking great, dude. So look, man, shit.
Shit.
Dude, I love when we get to end a night fucking well like that. You know what I mean,
Shit.
man?
Yeah.
This has been, well, no, fuck that. Hold on.
It's a shitty fucking way to end.
I'm getting ahead of myself. If you want to find more Awesome Talk, go to awesometalktv.com. Hit subscribe below if you're watching. Go to Awesome Talk Online on Facebook, Awesome Talk TV on Twitter, and Awesome Talk TV on Instagram. Our Instagram's fucking nuts, dude. There's all kinds of shit from all kinds of stuff that goes on in the studio there. Also, what else was I gonna say?
I'm not really sure.
I'm not really sure either.
I wasn't listening to any of the stuff you were saying.
I want to thank everybody who watched tonight, dude. Thank you, yo. What's up, man? Epic Film guys. Thank you for being here, man.
It is Fastbender.
I want to say
Thank you.
Thank you to all
Really
the
awesome.
musicians that were in the content. All that content happened in house, man. People who were here.
Oh yeah.
I want to say, thank you to our sponsor, Nevermore Designs.
Nevermore's.
You know,
Really awesome.
these mugs are great. You know, and
we all
once
sing
again, thank you, Joe.
It's really awesome.
Joe, check this dude out. That was legit.
Can we all sing together for the end? It's really awesome. It's really awesome.
It's really fucking awesome,
That was awesome.
Is this my beer?
Yeah, it's not mine.
Hey, everybody. Awesome Talk Season 8, Episode 9 on July 11th, 2017. Thank you all very much for drinking with us. And hey, everybody.
That's awesome talk.
That is Awesome Talk, folks.
Back to you, John.
Back to you.
There's always a John, right?
Oh, here, last. A little squirrel.
I've seen that kid rocking I've been trying to get him on for 3 years. He was doing the big red suitcase for us.
Yeah, he came
That's
here
his
right
whole world.
before. He came. We got him like right before he left. Like right before he went. Like we nailed it. We got him.
Great night.
Yeah, it was a good one. See what Joe made for me?